creme de la creme of football analysis in the country. Former Banyana Banyana goalkeeper Gloria Brown is here with us, and of course a former Orlando Pirates striker Phumudzo Manager. A very warm welcome to you, lady and gent. Gloria, the stakes are very high. It is a matter of do or die, I guess, today.
Absolutely, a pleasure to be here in the studio yet again, and an honor to always be part of the Banyana Banyana history. Yes, it is a game that one would be expecting that Banyana Banyana do what Bafana Bafana could not do. So the pressure is certainly on, and we need to make sure that we look at this game and take it with great seriousness, because neither Algeria nor Banyana, their first-round qualifiers, served them well. You basically got to look at the recent friendly matches in which one could look at and gauge and say, what do we work towards, which is this match?
Absolutely. And of course, Phumudzo, heavy opposition for Banyana in terms of Algeria. This team has scored 28 goals coming into this encounter.
I think when you look at today's game, the number 14 becomes very important for me, because the first game that Algeria played was on the 14th of May in 1998. They lost that game by 14 goals to 0 to France. Their biggest win in history is 14-0. They beat Sudan. Now, the number 14 again continues to Banyana Banyana. Their first international game, they won 14-0 against Swaziland. So the number 14 was very important when I'm doing my research to say 14 first game, Algeria lost 14. The biggest win is 14. Banyana Banyana's first game was 14-0, winning against Swaziland.
That magical number of 14, I wonder what does it have in store for us. But in terms of what is happening at the Orlando Stadium, let's go through to Umangcobo, who's got the 411.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu Mazondo, nginibingelele nonke emakhaya. Igama nguvusiwe intokazi yakwaNgcobo, kanti namhlanje I am coming to you live from inkundla yezemidlalo Orlando Stadium as we build up to this Africa Women's Cup of Nations qualifier phakathi kwayo ke iningizimu Afrika kanye futhi neAlgeria. Kodwa ake sibheke ukuthi isimo sezulu sime kanjani namhlanje. We are sitting at 24 degrees Celsius. There is a northwesterly wind going at about 11 kilometers per hour, and then from about 3 p.m. onwards, which is when we kick off, there's a 54% chance of rain. But as you can see behind me, iningizimu Afrika kanye futhi neAlgeria warming up on what is a beautifully manicured football pitch, which sets the tone quite nicely for what promises to be an exciting 90 minutes of football. Now, taking a look at these two teams coming into lo mdlalo namhlanje, the last time they met was in 2014. Iningizimu Afrika walked away 5-1 victors in that one. Kodwa namhlanje, it is a different day and certainly a different game. Coach Alice comes into this encounter on the back of the 3-0 loss against Zambia. Although that wasn't quite the desired result, it did give Banyana Banyana an opportunity to identify weaknesses, which they then worked on in training this week in order to ensure that they do get a positive result here at home, which will give them a stronger position and an advantage going into the second leg away from home in Algeria. When we take a look at team yaga Coach Alice namhlanje, she has made some changes, 8 to be precise, in that starting 11 from that last encounter against Zambia. For the Algerians, they have 3 changes to the last starting 11 that they used in the qualifiers against Sudan, and those changes are all impacted by COVID-19. So konamanje, we go back to the team in studio. Ngezulu ukuthi waziboshelwe zihlangene zindala zombili koqhuma nhlamvana ezinye sofeketha. Mazondo, it's over to you.
Indeed, a favorable result for Banyana will be a victory, and most importantly, not conceding a goal. But there has been action that has been happening midweek in terms of the qualifiers, and some of these results, the only goalless draw that we saw there was Zambia, Namibia, but such a huge scoreline there, Phumudzo, in terms of Burkina Faso and Guinea-Bissau 6-0, and of course Burundi and Djibouti.
Yeah, it's about using the home advantage, and for Burundi, they use the home advantage. When you're looking at Burkina Faso, they did the job away from home, and it becomes very important when you're playing at home to get the maximum result, because you don't know the conditions you're going to face when you go away from home. So it's the same message that we're preaching to Desiree Ellis and the team, to say you're playing at Orlando, you're playing at home, you need to use the advantage of playing at home.
Absolutely, and for Senegal, I guess following in the footsteps of their men's team, starting off with the victory there against Mali.
I think that was pretty much a surprise loss for Mali, who are ranked 8th in the CAF for women. One would have expected that to be a walk in the park, but nevertheless we're seeing the gap in women's football closing due to the structures that are developing around the continent and women's football being on the rise. So nothing is to be taken for granted. As Menenze says, today is a do or die, and teams have got to make sure they use the home ground advantage.
Absolutely, and there are, of course, those encounters that are going to be happening today as well. I think a big one that everyone's going to be looking forward to there, Nigeria against Ivory Coast. Also, Botswana looking for their first qualification when they take on Zimbabwe.
Yeah, it's a big one. When you're looking at Nigeria, Ivory Coast, it means that one of them won't be there at the AFCON Yabafazi. It means one of them won't be there. So it's going to be critical as to who wins that game. We'll be updating the viewers later as the games go on to say what is the scoreline. But I'm looking at Nigeria winning that game.
Sadly for me, those are the powerhouses of women's football. One would be expecting that they should be part of the AFCON tournament that would be taking place. But due to the way and the structure in which it has been set out this time, teams have not been seeded. Hence you're finding such big guns playing against one another and eliminating each other in the group stages, which is really not on in terms of when you want to see strength against strength.
Absolutely. You want the toughest on the continent taking on one another. But in terms of the breaking news, we already knew that Morocco had qualified as hosts. But in terms of Uganda receiving that easy walkover against Kenya.
Yeah, Dennis Onyango, the Mamelodi Sundowns goalkeeper, would be very happy to say his country is going through AFCON. They did not have to play a game. It was a walkover, but congratulations to them.
Well, again, in women's football, this is a sad state of affair where you still get teams that pull out of competitions due to challenges of finances and not honouring fixtures. We need to make sure on the continent that we don't have such where teams are not able to represent their country. More so women's football at this day and age, we should be having all countries represented.
Absolutely. And in terms of Banyana Banyana, today they are banking on the availability of their foreign contingent to give the team that much needed boost in today's AFCON qualifiers. 9 overseas-based players. I mean, maybe it could have been different when you look at that 3-0 loss to Zambia.
It would have been different if we had Tembi Khatlane with 62 caps and 21 goals for Banyana Banyana. She would have made a difference. She has a goal in her every time she plays. Linda, who plays her football in Sweden, very important also. Those 2 players that I'm speaking about, they're going to be the most influential players up front for Banyana.
Again, you're looking at an opportunity for Desiree to bring in young blood. I don't want to read too much into that 3-0 loss. I'm looking at a coach who's fixing. And when you're looking at them playing against Zambia were mid-flight in their league. Banyana Banyana have not played yet. So in terms of sharpness, it went according to plan.
And something that you have been alluding to, more teams from the top 10, which could be missing out on the AFCON 2022 tournament. And I guess Pumuzo largely because of that seeding.
Yeah, there's no seeding in this tournament. That's why you see the likes of Nigeria playing Ivory Coast. It's going to be a very difficult one. Equatorial Guinea also playing against Tunisia is going to be very difficult. So it just gives us an opportunity to say if we are managed to go through and beat Algeria, it means that if we beat Algeria, it will be a little bit easier. And knowing our rivalry with Nigeria, us as South Africans, we wish that Nigeria gets knocked out so that I am 90 now.
That is the wish coming through. And of course, for this coach, Desiree Ellis is going to want to make sure that today things go according to plan. Let's hear from her at the Orlando Stadium.
Coach Desiree Ellis of Banyana Banyana joins us now. Coach, just talk us through how this week has been in camp with you and the team. We know them all arriving at different times and how you've managed to adjust to that to ensure that you give us the best performance on the field today.
Look, players play abroad and they play on different days and they come in at different times, and we have to manage their travel fatigue as well, but also make sure, that we get them ready for the match. So it's been in the beginning an up and down week, but towards the end it was better.
And Coach, we do know that you are coming into this encounter on the back of that 3-0 loss against Zambia, one which we assumed you used to identify some of the areas of concern. How has that encounter helped you prepare better for today?
Look, we needed that game. A lot of the players that was part of that group last played in December for the clubs, and for Banyana last October. So we needed them to get going. The clubs are busy with their pre-season, and a big thank you to all the coaches for the work that they put in, and we needed needed some match fitness. We knew we were going to be tested. Zambia are currently in season, and they look sharper than us, you know, and we were surely tested, and that is what we wanted to be tested. We could have done a lot of things better, I felt, but we didn't. And when we arrived, we didn't dwell on that too much because we wanted a lot of positivity going forward, and we concentrated on the Algeria game more than anything.
And coach, you are certainly looking to get a good result here today to alleviate some of that pressure going into that away leg.
We always say the first match very important. We played Mozambique away in the first leg, and we said we wanted to do really well and get a good start to make sure that when we come back home, the pressure is off us. Likewise, we need to get a good result because we still have to travel, and we know the challenges with COVID, etc. So we have to make sure that we get a good start and get a good result to take the pressure off us in the second leg. But we know it's not going to be an easy game. We know Algeria are very top side. They got a good result in the last match against Sudan, and they have some really good players playing abroad as well. So we have to bring our A game, nothing less than our A game, you know. And if we keep a clean sheet, we're always going to create an opportunity, and hopefully we can be a little bit more clinical in front of goals.
Certainly, coach. Finally, just talk us through your starting 11 here today, the formation you'll employ, as well as the strategy that you're going out onto the field with.
If I tell you the strategy, you know,
the Algerians are not listening.
We've made quite a couple of changes from the Zambian game. We've made 8 changes. It's only Sibulele, Andile, and Hilda that stays in the lineup. From the Mozambique game, it's about 6 changes. You know, if you're going to bring the players from abroad who are playing regularly, I think then they've got to get game time, and their experience is going to be so invaluable. I think the team is flexible. We'll switch between a couple of formations, or 1 or 2 formations, depending on the situations in the game. That's the beauty of this group. They're very flexible. You know, you start off with a certain formation, for example, 4-4-2, and you go into maybe a 4-1-3-2 or 4-3-3. You go into those formations. It depends on the situation of the game, but the team is very flexible. And the players that you have on the pitch is flexible as well. So, you know, they all understand the magnitude of this game. It's not just about today. I think it's about women's football in South Africa.
Certainly. Good luck, coach.
Thank you.
Well, interesting there to see that Janine van Wyk has now dropped to the bench.
Well, absolutely. You're looking at a side, and when you look at the side, you're definitely looking at a 4-4-2 formation. And it will be pleasing to see the combination of Banyana Banyana and Noko Motlo, who comes in with a lot of pace and strength. Janine van Wyk being on the bench, yes, losing a bit of her legs, but this is the experience that maybe she needs to be managed a lot better in terms of towards the end of the game, just to come in and solidify the team if needed. But again, it's the pace of Hilda Machaya that would be instrumental, as well as Tembi Khatane. But Holweni always the player that just has that foot to make sure she gets him up front.
When you're looking at the names on your screen, there's a lot of tactical flexibility in the names that are there. You can play a 4-4-2, you can also play a 4-3-3 formation, but what is exciting is the pace of Khatane, Makhaila, and also Holweni. Holweni impresses me at the age of 20. She has 20 caps already, 16 goals that she has scored. You look at the return. Her positioning is key, and also when it comes to the supply from Makhaila, Khatane will be given the freedom to run the lines and be able to receive in behind the defense. That will be critical. Looking at the Algerian lineup, I think names that stand out for me is Bontatel, jersey number 14. She plays her football for Metz in France. Still young at the age of 23, very energetic. They must not give her the space in behind the defense because she has got a lot of pace. Looking at the captain who will be playing in that 10 role at the age of 36, Naima, she's very important. She plays her football at home. But what is key is the stress at the back. Where Bara is, she needs to handle the likes of Tembi Khatane with their pace.
Yeah, and again, we're looking at the change room where all is ready. And, you know, for players, when you walk into a change room like this, there's just a switch that goes on. And you know this is game on. This game is absolutely big for Banyana Banyana, considering that the fact that they're riding on a bit of low confidence. Because you look at Kosafa, they lost. They've come and lost dismally, I must add. Here they are to redeem themselves. But good to see Andi Dlamini, after shaking off 7 months absence of football, to get her back into the squad. She's really done exceptionally well, and it's good to see the players as they make the entrance to the stadium being confident, and as always using their beautiful voices to just get them going and get them into the zone, something that is always associated with the ladies.
And of course, for Banyana, they are looking for their 13th qualification of the AFCON, whereas for Algeria, it is only their 6th. But they will believe that the home ground advantage is going to serve for their purpose.
No, it's going to be very important for Banyana because when you're looking at women AFCON, they've been to the final 5 times and they've lost in that final 5 times. They need to take it a step ahead now. This is a Banyana team that has qualified for the World Cup before. This is a Banyana team that has qualified for the Olympics. You're looking at key players like Refile Jane, who plays football at AC Milan in Italy. She's going to be very important, wearing the captain's arm belt in the absence of Janine van Wyk, who you have just seen in your picture there. Salgado is going to be very important. She's going to be used as an impact because she's starting on the bench today. She has to bring in an impact. What I love also is the inclusion of the Mamelodi Sundowns players. Mbane having won the Champions League with Mamelodi Sundowns. Andy Letamini winning the Champions League with Mamelodi Sundowns. Their influence is going to be very important in their winning mentality.
You're also seeing a lot of hunger. Talia Smith, who was very instrumental in Mamelodi Sundowns' CAF heroics. They are here. Hilda Machaya looking absolutely excellent. She was one of the few players that was present as an outside player playing in Zambia, and she being part of the team as well today. It's good to see, but again we look at the Algerian side, who are in stature and in height absolutely dominant. So for Banyana Banyana, they're going to have to really ensure that they stick to their identity, which we know is keep the ball into the ground, because you're not going to compete with such tall ladies, and their football absolutely direct. Instrumental also in the side is the goalkeeper, who's really been a live wire out playing in France. As a former player as well, she understands the culture of Algerian football.
Should it be a worry that the last time that they actually played a match was in November?
Yeah, when you're looking at the fitness levels, you'll think that Banyana Banyana will have the advantage over them. For the mere fact that they also did not play their second round match. They played against a weak Sudan team, which they beat 14-0 when they were playing at home, and Sudan decided they don't want to even pitch up for the second game. So in terms of fitness level, you think Banyana Banyana do have the advantage. Banyana Banyana players, though, they are playing in first-tier football overseas. Tembi Khatane in Spain, you're talking about Machaila in Sweden, Italy in Refile Jane. And when you're looking at the local players that are playing here, our league is very competitive. When you're looking at Mamelodi Sundowns going on the continent and conquering the continent is going to be very important. But we just need to watch out. All North African teams, they like to delay. They like to play delaying tactics, fall on the ground, try to disturb the tempo of the game. We need to watch out for that, and we need to be smarter.
We're only looking at 2 locally based players in terms of Holweni as well as Andy Letlamini, as Menenja rightfully points out, that in terms of physical fitness. But when you look at our local league, we haven't really kicked off. And when you look at the Algerians, they full swing into their league. So in terms of the locally based players, they are definitely in a better condition from a game perspective, awareness perspective. But then again, you're looking at professionals that have taken the field, where coach has brought in the best of the best in terms of Banyana Banyana at this moment. Encouraging to see the people at the stadium. This is something I think we've all really wished for and wanted to see. Saddam and company, Mum Joyce in the mist. But more than anything, this is really going to be a spectacle of a match.
Absolutely, and those are fully vaccinated fans that we see at the stadium, at the Orlando Stadium, in fact. And of course, it's going to be a huge motivation, because when they next play in Algiers, they're not going to have these numbers that are buoying them. But when you also look at Banyana Banyana, they're foreign-based players only arriving this week, so maybe not as conditioned in terms of the team complement as Des maybe would love.
I would expect that these are professionals and they are playing in their leagues at present. So in terms of conditioning, we're definitely going to see the best, and they are certainly alert. They know what is at stake. These are players who switch on at any time. Their variation absolutely impressive, and we're expecting that Coach Desiree would have done homework.
Absolutely. And of course, we do welcome you that is watching this build-up to this beautiful encounter. Banyana Banyana taking on Algeria. It is that coveted spot that is at stake. The 2022 Women's Africa Cup of Nations that will be staged in July, August this year in Morocco. And of course, the semi-finalists of the AFCON will guarantee themselves a place at the 2023 Women's World Cup. We do see the fans there in the stadium. It is is happening at the Orlando Stadium, all the action. And of course, for Banyana Banyana, they will be buoyed by the fact that there is that 12th man all to play for. I am going to ask our analyst, Upumuzo Manenje and Gloria Brown, maybe just for predictions and how you feel this game will be swayed today. Let's start with you, Upumuzo.
When you're looking at it, you're looking at a Banyana Banyana team that has been runners-up 5 times. A Banyana Banyana team that has been to the World Cup in 2019, to the Olympics in 2012. You look at the quality of players that we have, the likes of Khatlane, who plays in Spain, Refila Jane, who plays in Italy, and also Linda, who plays football in Sweden. So when you're looking at the quality and comparing the two teams, Algerian players, yes, they are playing in France, but they're playing in the second tier, not in the first tier. So when you're looking at this one, I'm looking at our ladies, our girls, to do the country proud. We need to go to Algeria with an advantage. So I'm going to give this to Banyana Banyana to win by 4-1.
4-1. So you do predict that they will be conceding a goal. Gloria?
Banyana will win this one, and they have to, and handsomely at that, to make sure that they put this game beyond the reach and you sort of eliminate the second leg and not worry about it. There will be an avalanche of goals. Tembi Khatlane has been on song. Linda Matlalo has really been the engineer, and Hilda Mahalia as well has been scoring a lot of goals. Not forgetting Holweni, who's been recently selected as one of the players of the year, or nominees of one of the players of the year. But then again, patriotic as we are, I would want to see at least 5 goals being scored by Banyana.
And because these two teams are really high scorers, you look at Banyana Banyana that defeated Mozambique 13-0 on aggregate, and for Algeria 14-0 against Sudan with that other encounter cancelled. So definitely a match that is not going to leave us wanting for goals.
It's not going to leave us wanting, but I'd also like to see Banyana Banyana playing good football, because we're a country that plays carpet football, small triangles in midfield. We rotate the ball and dominate position and be able to wait and create opportunities for Makhaila. Gloria spoke about Holweni. She's only 20, but she has 20 caps, 16 goals that she has scored. Look at that return. It's very good. Any male striker would be proud of that such return. When you're looking up front, Khatlane, 62 caps, 21 goals, and that is the type of strikers that we have. Makhaila, 16 caps, 10 goals. So those players, I'm looking at each of them getting a goal in this game.
And even though they're coming in from that 3-0 loss against Zambia, for Algeria, they might look at it and say, maybe it's not such a bad thing that the last time we played was in November.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing, but you also got to look at Algeria's recent friendly where they won by 4-2. But these are two different teams.
All right, let's now take you through to the Orlando Stadium where the national anthems are about to be played, and our commentary team will take you through that first half.
Algeria. There, the national anthem being sung for the two nations. Some of the Sundowns players that have come out to watch this encounter here today between South Africa up against Algeria in the 2022 African Women Cup of Nations. South Africa, Andile Dlamini getting a first start of these qualifiers. Also getting a first start, it is Nokomatlo as well as Karabo Dlamini. Another player getting a first start is Kolos Banyana among the players for South Africa. And the captain of the team for today, Refilwe Jane, the player that is today playing in a 221st match for Banyana Banyana. Today is national number 164 Noko, Alice Matlow for Banyana Banyana. And she's still now 19 behind the player with the most cap for South Africa, talking there about the captain of South Africa, that is Janine van Wyk. So looking at the start 11 for the Algerians.
Asibheke nje ukuthi ke iqembu ke lakhona ke laphana ke the 6 years ngizokutshela nje emakhamba ke isikhathi ukuthi ke uyena futhi ke umdlali onamagoli amaningi kakhulu ke okhona ke enkundleni odlalela ke iqembu layo ke laphana ke iAlgeria.
Enes Gumbu is one of those as well. Puseletso Mokhosi is from Lesotho. Desi Ellis is the one in charge for the South Africans. Can she take them to the promised land once again? It all starts somewhere and it's already continuing here in this encounter against the Algerians. A nation that South Africa knows so well. Been played them a few times as far as the Nations Cup for women is concerned. Now, so Linda Mutlalo for South Africa has scored the most goals, 4 goals. She'll be hoping for more goals here today for the South Africans. Temi Kgatlana yet to score in these qualifiers for the South Africans. So Nokomatlo kept number 160 today for her. Amongst those that are starting for Banyana Banyana, one of the senior players for the South African team. Number 79 for Lebogang Ramalepe for the South Africans. So South Africa will take the goals towards the right-hand side of a picture. Yellow and a bit of green for the South Africans. Algeria all white and green it is going to be for them. Taking the goals towards the left-hand side of Orlando Stadium in these Africa Cup of Nations for women qualifiers. Banyana Banyana against the Fennec Foxes of Algeria. Match number 21 today for Holweni for the South Africans. Match number 64. This year for South African player in Bambanani Lolufe Fembane. One of the other players who will be looking to perform well here for the South Africans. But they cannot be complacent because Algeria have proven that if given a chance they can score goals, and plenty of those they can score as well. On the picture is Celia Koui, one of the French-born players for Algeria, born in Saint-Denis, 29 years of age, a player playing a football at the moment for Le Havre AC. Leading the ball now, Fatima Bara is one of the vice captains of this team. Already scored a goal in these qualifiers in the game against Sudan. This young lady's returned for South Africa on your picture there. Sibulelo Holweni scored a total of 16 goals. It's only a 21st match for Banyana Banyana, by the way. So Alja Center has a lot of players in the squad of Algeria. Here come the Algeria near side of the field now. Trying to feed the ball towards Ruch, but well read by South Africa. Tembi Khatlana amongst those to look at, as well as Ramalepe. She's making a debut, has been forever present for Banyana Banyana. Nebohang Esther Ramalepe from Khomauparada in Bulebedi in Limpopo. She's now 30, celebrating her 31st birthday. Tehran this year. Mohamed Ramalepe. Still remember her debut for South Africa was on the 12th of April 2014, and that was a game against Zimbabwe. And her first goal was a scorcher against Ethiopia against Kenya, beg your pardon, in the Olympic qualifiers on the 18th of July 2015 at the Dobsonville Stadium. Took a shot from somewhere just over the center line, and that was when she scored her first goal for Banyana Banyana. And since then found the back of the net, now 4 goals overall. But here come the South Africans. Refulejane. Merouch for Algeria. Bane. Refulejane from AC Milan. Was collected there by Maserame Linda Mutalo. She's the top scorer for South Africa in these qualifiers this year. Levina scored 4 goals in 2 matches, including a brace on her 50th cap for Banyana Banyana in a game that was played at FNB Stadium. Today she's playing the 51st match for Banyana Banyana, Linda Mutalo. Here comes Linda Mutalo. Finds Holweni for Banyana Banyana. Refulejane. Bane from Ramalepe to Wasnoko, Linda, or Lydia rather. Matlo on the far side of the field. So Alice Matlo, when you talk about a record, now 7 being one of the best players by far on the continent, she's one that's looking to continue that fine form. Playing a football at the moment for Aiba in Spain. First offside of the game given against Hilda Makhaya for South Africa. Good decision so far by the officials from Malawi. Starting player at the back for the Algerians. It is Sofia Gelati. Diana cannot get anywhere. Ball collected by the Algerians now. Here they are going forward, looking for an opportunity. Can't play the ball early. Mbane coming across, lose the ball for South Africa. Chansine, long ball in. Oh, just been missed by Merouch. Ball played in towards Merouch and marked in a penalty area, and a rush of blood to the head. And she missed out on a great opportunity to make it 1-0 to the Algerians. Bane mistimed her tackle and almost gifted the Algerians an easy opener. Iman Merouch, 27 years of age, in the football at the moment for FC Constantine in Algeria. Already scored 1 goal so far in these qualifiers, and that should have been goal number 2 for her. Holweni. Jane. Corner kick, South Africa. Ball put behind this time around here by Chebel for the Algerians. She's born in Quebec City in Canada. Same goes for the goalkeeper. He's born in Meudon in France. Chloe Yamina Ghazi, the Algerian goalkeeper. Biana's ball. Back to Biana. It's an up and under. Gonna need the ball, but no, going absolutely nowhere. From Noko Alice Matlo. Goal kick will be to the Algerians. So header from Noko Matlo, nothing coming out of it. Ball easily collected by the Algerians. Two players around Mutalo every time the ball is played towards her. The thing about football nowadays is that because of the technology, everybody knows how the opponent play. So that is why it's very tricky to see how things are going to be. Naima Bohani has gone to the ground, the captain of Algeria. The player has gone down for the Algerians. Ikram Ajabi has also gone down for the Algerians, just outside the circle. There's the collision there between the two players. Colliding with Polosa Banyana. It's not 27. Polosa Banyana. The football now for Sporting de Gijon in Spain. Today she's playing in a 26th Banyana Banyana game. As a starter, once off the bench, 27 overall, 2 goals. So as she scores, she's making a debut on the 14th of September 2017. Well, the player on the picture there talking about the Algerian team, that is Naima Bohani. So Desiree Ellis, and watching at the moment here, Banyana Banyana fans that have come out to come and support the team here today. Both watching on at the moment. Desiree Ellis, as a team, spoke to her before the game. She'll say she has done a job already. It's all about the players coming and doing the job on the field of play. So this is the coach of the Algerian, Rania Fatul, one of those who played in their very first match in 1998 for the Algerians. So that is South Africa amongst those that actually come out to come and watch today's game, as well as Daniel Dunn. So there, Naima Bohani, player who's well-traveled, born in Oran in Algeria, 36 years of age, by the way. Played a football for Oran at youth level, moved on to play for Al Jacinta before moving on, playing for a current team where she's at the moment, Afak. That is Relizan. She's been part of the national team of Algeria since 2002, and a player that has scored the most goals for the national team as well, 26 in total. Been also at the Africa Women's Cup of Nations 4 times, 2004, 2006, 2010 and 2014, and their record top scorer on 26 goals. Making a 3rd start here today. So we see now Khatana.
Esigodini isikamamizela ke ila sikhona ke namhlanje ke umdlalo omkhulu ke kakhulu ke phakathi ke kweNingizimu Afrika neqembu ke nelizwe ke lakhona ke laphana ke eAlgeria. Imidlalo ke ebalekile ke ngempela ke yokukhwalifelela yona ke imidlalo yeAfrica Women's Cup of Nations, imidlalo ezodlalwa ke ezweni ke lase eMorocco maphakathi ke nawo ke lonyaka. Sina 10 minutes ke laphana ke ebhodini not iSouth Africa and not iBanyana Banyana. Yabona ke iBanyana Banyana ke iza kulomdlalo idlule ke ngomhubo nje laphana ke kuyona ke iMozambique, ngoba ke emlenzeni lokuqala iBanyana yabashaya ke ngo-7-0. Olinda umuhlalo namhlanje ke ukhona ke laphana ke enkundleni, jersey number 10 uyashaya ke amagoli abake mabili kulowo mdlalo. No Gabriela ke uSalgado namhlanje ke umdlalo ke uqala ke benchini, omunye ke umdlalo ke owashaya ke igoli, kanjalo ke nabo ke oJenine van Beek abadlali ke abasebhenchini ke namhlanje. Kanti ke emlenzeni ke wesibili laphayana ke noma ke umdlalo ukhona nje la eOrlando. iBanyana Banyana yaphinde futhi ke yayibhaqabula ngo-6-0 ke ishaya ke iyona ke iMozambique obambanani idefender leMamelodi Sundowns ukhona laphana ke enkundleni center back udlala ke noNoko Mahlo uyena ke owashaya ke igoli ke lokuqala ke layo ke iBanyana Banyana asibone nje la iAlgeria ngakwesokunxele ke njengoba ke befuna ke ungena kakhulu ke kulohlangothi ke lwakhe ke laphana ke lebohanke Ramalipe ebhola ke laseke liphumela ke ngaphandle lidala ke i-throw in ezothathwa ke iyona ke lapha iAlgeria Algeria ke iyona ke iza ke kulomdlalo edlaleke kahle kakhulu ke ngesikhathi ke ishake iSudan ngamagoli ke angu-14 eqandeni Naima Ochesi ke number 19 okapteni ke walo ke leqembu kulomdlalo washaya ke amagoli ke amane namhlanje ke iqembu ke lakhe ke limthembile ukuthi ke aqhubeke nomgqiqo ke wakhe aqhubeke kuona ke lowo mdlalo throw in iyaphoswa ngakwesokunxele asibone nje ukuthi ke yenze njani ke laphana ke Algeria Roslyn ke singitse center Banyana iyabaphoqa ukuthi ke ababuyele ke ngasekhaya nayi becisha beke benza imhlola back pass ke ugoalkeeper kodwa ke waseke elkeeper nangu Thembi Khatlana kodwa kayinhle ke neze ke leya pass ke yakhe Thembi Khatlana ke umdlali ke wethu ke odlala ke ezweni ke lase Spain dlalela iAtletico Madrid 25 years ona ma caps ke angu-62 edlalela ke iqembu ke lesizwe ke layo ke iBanyana Banyana kanti ke angu-21 amagoli asewashayile ke yena ke laphana ke uThembi Khatlana yamina ngazi emapalini odlala ke lapha ku-US Orleans ezweni ke lakhona ke laphana ke France ke abadlali abaningi beqembu ke layo ke la iAlgeria ke badlala ke eFrance ngoba ke abaningi ke futhi ke bazalwe khona eFrance ke banobuzwe ke obini ngingabala nje yena ke la yamina ngazi goalkeeper ona 25 years dlala kabi iyaphuma ke yellow card yokuqala yomdlalo Alida Abekasemi yellow card omunye futhi ke umdlali ke odlala ke ezweni lase France yena ke leader odlalela ke iqembu ke elibizwa ke ngeLimens kanti ke futhi ke udlalile kuyona ke iFrance under 16 under 17 and under 19 ke yena ke laphana ke uleader kodwa otheke maseke ekhetha ke ukudlalela ke iqembu ke lesizwe elikhulu ke waseke ekhetha ke ukuzodlalela ke lona ke ilizwe lase Algeria free kick enikezwe ke uMzansi Afrika Kholosa Abiyana ophezkwalo ke leliya bhola ke leBanyana Banyana oyayidlala ngakwesokunxele khona ke lebohanke lapha asibone yinhle ke leya cross kodwa ephelela ke ezandleni ke ezakhe ke ugoalkeeper oyamina ke ezweni ke layo ke iAlgeria bekuyi-cross ke kaKarabo Dlamini 20 years yabona ke kulomdlalo ke wanamhlanje ngikakutshela nje ngingananazi ukuthi ke kudlala ngempela ke abadlali abanesipiliyoni ke sokudlala ke emazweni aphesheya kwezilwandle iBanyana ke ngapha obheka Karabo Dlamini udlala ke kuyona ke Auckland University eUSA obheka lebohanke eRamalipe ngakwesokudla i-right back odlala ke eBelarus obheka ulaphana ke urifilwe uFifi eswini ke esayo ke iBanyana Banyana AC Milan eItaly okudlana ke amahlophe nabo Ibra yena ke la uFifi Kholosa Abiyana naye futhi ke eSpain nali ibhola ke elihle kodwa ke laseke liphelela ke zona ke izandla futhi zika goalkeeper oyamina ngazi kanti ke nangapha ke kuyona ke Algeria abaningi kakhulu ke abadlali ke badlala ke khona ke eFrance Sofia ke laphana ke kuyona ke i-right back odlala ke kulona ke iqembu Rodez AF eFrance Lydia udlala kwiLimens Okay Sami Roslyn laphana ke eswini naye futhi ke udlala ke eFrance kanti futhi ke udlalile ku under 17 weFrance wadlala futhi ke ku under 19 Uyabona ke namhlanje ke impi ke inkulu. Umdlalo ke ngempela ke ozokhombisa indlela ukuthi ke iBanyana Banyana iyangena yini ke kuona ke athemba ihlahlana. Akhipha ke ngapha ke uthi ke asingene emajubaneni kodwa ke yasikhapha ke idefensive. Eyayo ke laphana ke iAlgeria. Imane 26 years. Wayekhona ke ngesikhathi ke kudlalwa ke iAfcon noma ke iyona ke lemidlalo yeAfrica Women wayekhona ke laphana ke eGhana kuyona ke lemidlalo yeAfrica Women's Cup of Nations free kick emuva othiwa ke abayisuse ke laphana ke abayo ke eAlgeria noma ke eliphi ke iqembu ke lifuna ke ukuzibekela ke indawo laphana ke eMorocco njengoba ke iMorocco vele ke yona njengoba ke izobe ke idlala njengosokhaya ezobe ke ikhona nje ayiqualify kanti ke iUganda eqembu ke lesibili ke eselingenile ngoba iKenya ivele ke yakhetha ke ukhoxa nayishibobo ngakwesekudla lihle ibhola laseAlgeria ngene boxini abafana ke yaseke iBanyana ke yaseke ingena ke kamnandi ebhola ke njengoba ke belithatha ke laphana ke Andile Dlamini goalkeeper ke weqembu leMamelodi Sundowns Algeria ithanda ukuthi ke ibe ingozi lapha ngakwesokudla Fatima Ababra vice captain ke yayo ke iAlgeria Kholosa lihle ibhola lakhe Kholosa kodwa ke liyamshiya ke laphana ke ngakwesokunxele Hilda Akhayiya intombazane ke edabuka ke laphana ke eLimpopo Hilda ke uqale ke ukudlala ke eqenjini ke lesizwe ngo2018 Ngolowo mdlalo ke washaya ke amagoli ke amabili emidlalweni wakhe wokuqala ke egqoke ke imbala ke yeqembu ke lesizwe emva kwalokho akaphindanga ke wabheka ke emuva yena ke laphana ke uHilda Kholosa esingise center 26 cap unamagoli ke amabili oke wadlala futhi ke eqenjini ke le UKZN uKholosa obiyana nanke manje nokho mahlo Pascal nokho mahlo kodwa ke iphelela ke laphana ke kuyena ke goalkeeper ayephelela ke goalkeeper Yamina Ngazi goalkeeper ke walo ke ilizwe ke elase Algeria enkulu ke impi eOrlando Stadium ke esigodini ke esikamamizela uyabona ke total passes 98 kwiNingizimu Afrika and ke 36 kulona ke iqembu elase eAlgeria uhlezi phansi uLeader Bekasemi une yellow card kodwa ke naye ke manje sebemdlalise ke kabi yangena ke laphana ke imedical team abosizo ke lokuqala ke ukuthi ke bazombheka yena ke laphana ke uLeader Thina sonke Mbuli nomqeqeshi uDesri ubiza la uKholosa naye ke uFifi bakhuluma ke nabo yangazi ke maphi ke amaqhinga ke awanikeza ke bona kodwa ke not esigodini ke esikamamizela
France national team. So look here to the players here in the squad for the two nations. Comparing them as to where they played and how they all started, you realize that there's a lot of players who played their football in France or were born in France. So that state has done miss they had earlier on today. Good run we made on the far side, and in South Africa were not able to clear their lines and should have been punished here this time around here. But the man Merouch, instead of just slotting the ball into the back of the net, missed the ball completely. She, by the way, was part of the team that played in the 2018 edition, where they lost all their matches in that Africa Women's Cup of Nations. She also scored a goal in a match they played against Mali in the tournament in 2018. But it was a disastrous tournament for them, the Algerians, in 2018. And also in 2014, when they played South Africa, she was there amongst the players, same as the captain, Naima Buheni. Those were the players who played against South Africa in a day where Posha Modise scored a total of a brace to become first player to score 100 goals in Africa in international football. So she was part of that squad as well, Naima Buheni, in 2014. So played there was Fatima Bara, some of the players that survived a few for the African Women's Cup of Nations over the years for the Algerians. Ball is easily collected this time here by Elkite Refulejani. Kolosa Banyana for South Africa. Turns to the ball. Para now and then goes back and helps. Now it's a good ball played in. Sending it back towards the keeper. Andile Dlamini in goals for Banyana Banyana for the first time in these qualifiers. She missed most of the season because she was injured and out. And then she returned just in time for Sundowns to play in an inaugural CAF African Women's Champions League, where she helped Sundowns to win the tournament. Banyana, long ball played in too close to the keeper. Chloe Amina Ghazi. Seven of the 11 starters for Algeria were born outside of Algeria. 6 were born in France. 1 was born in Canada. Janet Banyana. Ramalepe towards Banyana once again. One of the South African players playing outside of South Africa. In fact, in the starting 11, South Africa only have a total of 3 players based in South Africa. The rest of the pack are based outside of South Africa. Robert Dlamini, one of the latest players to sign a contract outside of South Africa, leading Mamelodi Sundowns for Auckland University in the USA. And she is making a first start in these qualifiers for the South Africans. 2 veterans fighting it out there. Nokomatlo alongside Buheni. People will know Buheni very well because she has featured in a few of these AFCON tournaments already for South Africa. Nokomatlo, or the female version known as the Aukon. Nokomatlo has featured in a few of those for South Africans. Bekam Merouch for the Algerians. As Realis was talking about comparing this to exam and how you study and prepare, that she has done her part. She has prepared the players alongside Coach Mbuli ahead of this match. Now they're just waiting for the players to pass the test and show what they can do. So remember, one of the qualifiers, it was Olympic qualifiers, South Africa played, and that game finished in a goalless draw against Botswana right here. And South Africa went on to lose that game via penalties against Botswana. Sedilame Boseja was the top player of the day, saving a few penalties, including one. So there is the first yellow against South African player, and that is Karabo Angel Dlamini, 21-year-old from Tembisa in Ekurhuleni. One of the players that played football with boys in the streets of Tembisa before playing football eventually for Barcelona, PMG, and then joined Sundowns at as a 16-year-old, and before eventually moving to a current team that is Auckland University in the USA. Former under-17 player where she was part of the team alongside the likes of Olweni in under 20 as well. So these are some of those that have managed to get a cut to be at the stadium today to support Banyana Banyana. We are still in the middle of a pandemic, so the stadium not open yet for people to be able to come and enjoy themselves. These are the fans of the different teams. You can see there Mama Joyce, since joining Royal AM, she's attending a first national team match since being part of Royal AM, leaving Orlando Pirates for them. So 1 yellow each at the moment for the 2 nations. Buheni is in there. Andile Dlamini will come out for the South Africans. Another Tembisa-born player in the starting 11 for Banyana Banyana. One of those drafted, also amongst the vice captains for Banyana Banyana. Going forward, Refile Jane is getting a knock and going to the ground. So the tussle between Refile Jane, Nemloa Park, alongside Lydia Belkacemi will be an interesting one to watch throughout the day. Here's a long one now, far post chance in, headed down, a jackknife technique being applied, but she was way out there talking about Makhaya. Looking to find the back of the net for the 11th time for South Africa in international career, but it was not to be this time around. Needed slightly more power to try and beat the goalkeeper this time. Now pressure applied on Mbane. Long ball now, getting in there, penalty area for the South Africans. Offside adjudged against Banyana Banyana. Offside given when the ball landed. Let's have a look at this. Just straight offside. Just went ahead of the last player wearing white of Algeria. Hilda Makhaya, not happy at all. She was there, she was in a good position. When you get the touch. Away this time by Mbane for the South Africans. Tembi Khatana for Banyana. Just all the way back now. Tembi Khatana for the South Africans. They moved on and playing the football still in Spain. This time now she's playing for Atletico Madrid. Today playing in a 63rd match for Banyana Banyana. 21 goals to the boot already for South Africa. Tembi Khatana. Ramalepe. Banyana on a tackle coming in. And the referee has given a free kick this time around. They can see the Algerian player says not the first time, the second time she's done it. Ikram Ajabi. Ikram Ajabi getting a decision there from the referee. Another player playing a football for US Orleans in France, from a player for Le Havre, born in Beni Messous in Algeria, 23 years of age. So you can see there overall tackles and everything has happened. Not a bad game at all. Now mistake again. Merouch in a penalty area for Algeria. Good recovery, Ramalepe. Great recovery there. Merouch almost capitalized. Another mistake by the South Africans. When he does get there and the ball goes out.
Banyana ke nayi ke ifuna ukuthi ke iyenze nje amaphutha laphana ke emuva ke kodwa ke iscope seyiqanda ke ngapha iqanda ke engalena uyabona ke namhlanje ke ngempela ke Banyana ozofanele ke ukuthi ke yenze ke izinto zenzeke ngoba ke umlenze ke uoqala lo omlenze ke wesibili ke uzobe ke ulaphana ke eAlgeria ngomhla ka 23 kanti ke bangabe ke udlala ke ekhaya ngoba ngcono ukuthi ke izinto zakho ozenze ke zisheshe uvele nje othole ke igoli othi ke uya ke ekhambeni ke ube ke usunawo ke igoli ke olishayile ke laphana ke asibone nayi ke laphana ke uRefile eceleni kwepali amnyakazo ke omuhle ke wakhe Refile Jane omnyakazo ke omuhle ke wakhe ke laphana ke Refile Jane eceleni ke kwepali ke ibhola ke lakhe Refile Jane Banyana ke namhlanje izama ke uqualifier ke okwe-13 ke ifuna ukudlala le mdlalo ke ye-Africa Women's Cup of Nations kanti ke ngapha ke mawubheka nje ukuthi lamaqembu ke omabili asedlale ke kangaki namhlanje ke ahlangana ke okwesihlanu baqala ke ukuhlangana ke laphana ke ngo-2003 Banyana ke uyakunqoba ke lo mdlalo ngo-3-1 imidlalo ke yama All Africa Games le mdlalo ke yayibanjelwe ke eAbuja eNigeria kanti ke baphinda futhi ngo-2006 bahlangana kuyona ke imidlalo ke ye-Africa Women's Cup of Nations emidlalo yayikhona futhi ke eNigeria South Africa yashaya ke iAlgeria ngo-4-0 Okwesithathu izinto ke zaguquka hayi kwaphela ke kwashintsha kuhle epletini eAlgeria ke yabhaqabula ke iBanyana Banyana ke ngo-3-0 emidlalweni ke ye-All Africa Games eMaputo eMozambique kanti ke okugcina eyona ke imidlalo ke iyayo ke la i-Africa Women's Cup of Nations Banyana ke laphana ke ngo-2014 eBenduki eNamibia yashaya ke yona ke Algeria ke ngo-5-1 namhlanje ke uyabona nje ukuthi ke umdlalo lo owamaqhubu ngaphandle nje kokuthi ke umdlalo ngempela ke obalekile kodwa ke namaqhubu asibona ibhola inhle lela phola afuna ke ukushaya ke ibhola ke ngesitayela yena ke laphana ke uholweni ofuna ke ukushaya ke ibhola ke ngesitayela awolweni kodwa ke lase ke liphuma ke eceleni ke ekwepali yellow card abayitholile ke abase South Africa uKarabo Dlamini 21 years kanti ke ngapha futhi ke no leader wase Algeria ke naye ke futhi bambhalile emabhukwini ke amakhulu anoPempe ke abasiphathele ke umdlalo namhlanje basuka lapha ezweni ke lase eMalawi referee Messi Khaira ahlezi phansi ke manje ke laphana ke uholweni kodwa ibhola liphethwe ke Algeria 1-2 kodwa yabaphuqa Banyana ke Banyana nangu laphana ke Kholosa nikeza Fifi asibona ukuthi uzabuza zamani ukhahlela uFifi amaningi ama-touches kaFifi alibuyela kuyena futhi Fifi kodwa ke uFifi bengithi ke uzokhahlela ebhola ke lakhe kodwa ke lase ke liphelela ke kuyena ke ugoalkeeper bekune space esikhulu ke phambi kwakhe uFifi wasikaza ngiyabona kodwa ukuthi ke ubebona ukuthi ke mephasa ukhona ke umdlali ke offside nayi Banyana ngakwesokunxele Hilda Makhaya Linda Mutlalo Fifi bamthathela uFifi susa mehle ebholeni uFifi base ke belitshontsha Ramalipe Linda Mutlalo holweni Ramalipe Linda amaningi ama-touches kodwa ke noPepe uyakhuza futhi ke sekhona ke ne-offside lephakeme iflag likamsisi ke kaNompempe othiwa ke sekukhona ke offside laphana ke kuThembi awuhatlana ke wayo ke iBanyana Banyana oyamsusa ke goalkeeper offside yesithathu ke kulona ke iqembu ke lesizwe laseNingizimu Afrika nangu umqeqeshi ke weqembu ke layo ke laphana ke Algeria umqeqeshi ke ngempela ke osehlalile isikhathini noma lo mqeqeshi ke uneminyaka engu-48 yena ke wayekhona ke ngesikhathi ke iqembu ke lase-Algeria lisungulwa njengayo Desiree Ellis wayekhona ke ngesikhathi ke iqembu ke lesizwe laseNingizimu Afrika lisungulwa kanti ke nangapha ke lana ke uRedia Fethuli naye ke futhi ke wayekhona ngesikhathi ke elisungulwa wadlala futhi ke umdlalo ke wokuqala wayo ke iAlgeria babedlala ke neFrance lowo mdlalo ubadliwa ke ngo-4-0 omehluko nje ngapha ke iBanyana Banyana noDesiree emdlalweni wakhe wokuqala yena bashaya eSwatini ngo-14-0 eAlgeria yona umdlalo wayo wokuqala nqa badliwa ngo-14-0 bobabili labaqeqeshi abakhona ke la enkundleni babekhona ke lawo maqembu ke womabili ke bedlalela amazwe abo kanti ngo-2018 ke lo mqeqeshi elizwe ke lase-Algeria lamxosha ngemuva kokuthi bengenzanga kahle emdlalweni ke laphana ke eGhana badliwa ke yonke imidlalo ke kuyona ke egroupini base ke bemkhomba indlela baphinda bamlanda futhi njengoba kamanje ke sebethi ke akazame futhi abafake ke kuyona ke Africa Women's Cup of Nations eMorocco. Thembi Kgatlana cele kwe-18 uyashaya kodwa ibhola lakhe liphuma ke eceleni ke kwepali eleni kwepali laphana ke Thembi Kgatlana umdlali ngempela ke ongeke uzumyeke ngeke uzumyeke oseke waba ke umdlali ke ovelele eAfrica yena ke uThembi Kgatlana oneminyaka ke engu-25 odlala ke eSpain 62 caps namhlanje ke udlala ke umdlalo ka-63 kanti ke laphana ke eGhana kuyona ke imidlalo eAfrica Women's Cup of Nations uyena oba yi-top goal scorer uyabona ke laphana ke abazama ke ngempela iBanyana Banyana 6 bezama ke ukhahlela epalini kanti ke kanye ke ngapha kubona ke abase Algeria noko uMahlo Dlamini Khayiya yinhle ithashka Khayiya yabuyela ke 1-2 enhle laphana ke kuyona ke iBanyana Banyana asibona icross enhle kodwa ke libhola ke laseke liphelela ke ezandleni ke zika goalkeeper Yamina awungazi ama-touches amahle Khayiya 27 years entombazane ke ezalelwe laphana ke eLimpopo ogijima ke laphana ke ohlangothini lwesinxele Silia ngakwesokudla eAlgeria ke iyafuna ukuvula ufreeway lapha ngakwesokudla kodwa ke ukhona ke laphana ke uNoko Mahlo esipiliyoni ngempela ke ongekaze ke usibone umdlali ke owaqala ke njengake nomgadli Noko Mahlo wawaqobela amagoli wawashaya amagoli eshayela ke iqembu ke layo ke iBanyana Banyana 66 amagoli ke awashayile uNoko Mahlo njengoba ke edlala ke umdlalo wakhe ka 160 namhlanje kodwa bagcina ke sebemthatha eba ke i-defender Alinda Mutlalo ohlezi phansi noMpepe okhuluma ke noLeader akufanele ke adlale ngempela ke asibheke ngoba khona okusina kumjeqeza manje uLeader une yellow card uyaqhubeka futhi ke udlala kabi ngibona nesikhathi ukuthi ke siseside asazi ke ukuthi ke uyokwazini ukudlala ke umdlalo ke awuqede ngoba une yellow card kanti ke futhi ke nonyawo lakhe liqinile khona kick yeBanyana Banyana Ramalipe phezu kwebhola benaye ke laphana ke ukolosa khona kick yesibili asibone ke leya khona kick uyabhabuza inethi ayabhabuza inethi gole lihle lakhe laphana ke Hilda Makhayiya gole number 11 Hilda Makhayiya ngekhanda elibeka phakathi uyabona ke lesikhathi esikhathi ngempela sokuthi ke kumele ke uconcentrate mangabe ke uyi-defender esikhathi ke ngempela ke esinzima eBanyana yasithola ke igoli kusele imvuzo emihlanu ukuthi siye ke ekhefini 1-0 Banyana Banyana not Algeria.
(1-0) the scoreline here, South Africa leading against Algeria. So Makhayiya, who's been looking for a goal, has finally found the back of the net for South Africa. The third goal in these qualifiers, and Algeria have conceded the first goal in these qualifiers. Good corner played by Banyana and put into the back of the net. Sofia Kelati should have done better with the challenge, but now Algeria, can they respond immediately? Buheni is dispossessed this time around by South Africa. Dlamini, Matro, Banyana now towards Ramalepe. forward now towards Khatana. Good run been made here, but good recovery as well from the defense of Algeria. Morgane Belkite was there to get the ball away. Khatana still in there. Merouch gets the ball back for Algeria, and a free kick has been given against Tembi Khatana. Merouch will be looking to play in a third African Women's Cup of Nations. And this is what she's been looking to do here and help the nation. The two-legged match, home and away. This is the away game on the 23rd, the second leg of this second round match will be played. So still a lot to play for. Roslyn Kazami, you can see they're not happy with something. So there's the coach, Radia Fertul of Algeria, born in 1974, 48 years of age. Former coach for FC Bejaia, amongst other teams, as well as FC Constantine. Amongst other teams, returning for a second stint as the coach of Algeria. Here comes Tembi Khatana. Going forward, and a good tackle coming through this time to get the ball away. Good tackle coming from Iman Shebel. She's the player that is born in Quebec City in Canada. Long ball in. Smothered very easily by Chloe Yamina Ngazi for the Algerians. Doing the football in a moment for 3091 in France since last year. And she will be looking to play in a second Africa Women Cup of Nations for the Algerians. Being part of the 2018 edition, Algeria did not do very well. Matlo Zamini on the far side of the field. Lamakhaya has a great record for Banyana Banyana. Today is goal number 11 for her. Tembi Khatana will be looking for another goal here for the South Africans. And has a word cut out because the Algerians has her number. They're watching her very close at the moment. Well, South Africa already qualified for the World Cup for the first time in 2019. Algeria are still looking for their maiden World Cup qualification. In the meantime, here comes Mutalo for South Africa. Goes on the outside, Mutalo. Try to cut the ball in. Good block. Corner kick South Africa. Corner kick South Africa before we go to the halftime break in the first half of this match. 1-0. South Africa leading against the Algerian counterparts. It is the 2022 Africa Women's Cup of Nations qualifier. Now they know Makhaya very well. They'll be watching it closer this time around. How's he beaten? Banyana goes for a shorter ball. Khatan for the South Africans. Whoops in across. Good clearance, Algeria. Carlos touch. Lecture this time. Timing it on at the end of the first 45. It is 2 minutes, according to the fourth official. So, Banyana for South Africa. Carlo trying to get there. Ball flicked on. Referee say nothing wrong, and eventually does give a free kick against the South Africans. And Bara has gone to the ground. Fatima Bara. Fatima Bara, born in Al-Haraj in Algeria. You can see there with the elbow just catching on the chin and going to the ground. So good refereeing once again from the officials from Malawi. Plays a football for ASE Al Jacinta in Algeria. Really scored 1 goal so far in these qualifiers. This is how the goal came about. A cross played in from a corner kick, and a defender came out to the goalkeeper. None of them could get to the ball, and Sofia Gelatino should have done better. And Desri Ellis now telling them they must stay switched on in this game for the South Africans. She'll be looking to walk away victorious for the 37th time since being the coach of the South Africans. These are some of the players for the Algerians who could be introduced in the second half of this game. 1-0, the scoreline. These are the tackles so far in this encounter. You can see there, I spoke about Banyana and Koi in the middle of a park. It's going to be interesting. Banyana there this time around, clashing there with the Algerian captain. There was a yellow card also issued against Lydia Belkacemi. She's been involved in a lot of tackles so far, Belkacemi, for the Algerians. Naima Buhani also has been on the receiving end in this game so far. Now Merouch trying to get the ball back this time. Ball goes out, and that should be a corner. No, goal kick, says the referee. Came off for the Algerian player last. Algerians will be looking for more of those in the second half. As soon as they get the ball in their own half, they need to have this massive transition play immediately. Because South Africa have proven that there's some frailties at the back whenever the Algerians do go forward very quickly. Dlamini for Banyana. And that's how we come to the end of first 45 between South Africa and Algeria. 1-0 the scoreline. Hilda Makhaya, the goal scorer for South Africa from a corner kick. That's the player on the picture there. Now, Gui has been busy, but I tell you, what has been very important is that Khatan has been put on a lock and key. She has not been able to get things going the way she wants to. So that's what they've done well so far, the Algerians. 40th minute is when the goal was scored here by the South Africans against Algeria. After 45 minutes of football, 1-0 South Africa leading. Algeria yet to take a shot on target in this game. They've had a few shots that they've taken so far in this encounter. Ball possession scored in favor of South Africans, but they've not really used much of it, have they? 1 yellow card each been issued, and you can see exactly the passes so far completed by the two nations. South Africa slightly ahead of the Algerians. It is goals that matters, this African Women Cup of Nations qualifiers. Still, 1-0 South Africa leading.
Being a part of the All-Star Weekend.
The world's best.
It's over!
It's a special honor to be a part of it.
NBA All-Star. The best sports weekend of the year.
Be on the biggest stage.
What a display of shooting.
Be a part of that selective group is special.
Talking about future Hall of Famers.
You want to go out there and put a show on for the fans.
Give me 50. I'm not entertained.
Putting on that jersey bonds us together. Huge honor.
The 2022 All-Star Weekend, February 18th to 20th, live on SABC Sport on DTT Channel 4, OpenView 124, SABC 1, and also available on Telkom 1.
It's the start of an incredible journey. Welcome to Extreme E, an all-electric racing series with a purpose.
It's a brilliant move! Incredible! The driver lineup will be 50% male, 50% female.
Catch Extreme E Saudi Arabia, live on the 19th and 20th of February on SABC Sport Channel on DTT Channel 4 and OpenView 124. Also available on Telkom 1. Chipa United face a tough assignment to ensure their KZN visitors travel back home empty-handed. Royal AM want to ensure they find comfort in the top half of the DStv Premiership. Who has the best winning formula? The Chili Boys or the Royal Family? Do not miss out on Mzansi's football action. Chipa United versus Royal AM. Real passion and top-class commentary. Live on Saturday, 19 February at 2:30 p.m. on SABC 1 and SABC radio stations in your language of choice. Hashtag We Love It Here. The DStv Premiership, proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
Welcome back. Well, after 45 minutes of play, it is Banyana Banyana who are firmly in the driving seat, leading the Tenex of Algeria 1-0, and that was through Hilda Makhaya. But in terms of the Algerian team, they started stronger of the two sides. It was evident there in that 5th minute when Merouch was trying to get the back of the net, still joined by our analyst, Gloria Brown and Pumuzo Manenje. And
Ramalepe having tucked inside a little bit too much, leaving a lot of space space for Marouche there. The first touch was bad, it was not good enough. But that opportunity could have changed the way the game is standing at the moment.
Absolutely. I think Marouche just closing her eyes there at the time when she received manna from heaven, because she just came in unmarked. And again, this speaks to the defensive frailties in the Banyana Banyana side. When you're looking at a new combination in that defense, Ramalepe coming back and being drawn more into the game, leaving the spaces on the far right-hand side. And goalkeeper was also drawn to the far left-hand side. But they've got to fix that, because we do see another error coming in, also being exploited from the left-hand side. And one would hope that defensively they tighten it up a lot more. Nokumutlo and Bambanani Mbane in the two centre-back positions, those two players have got to communicate a lot more.
And even though Algeria were piling on the pressure in the beginning stages of the first half, we did see those glimpses from the Banyana Banyana team, especially for Hilda Makhaya, who then also had that very critical attempt at goal, Pumuzo.
Yeah, they need to. The one thing that we have not done well is that we have not dominated ball position in midfield. That ball was a warning sign to say, Hilda Makhaya, you need to look at the positioning. Very key. She starts as a wide player. As soon as the ball goes wide to Ramalepe, on this side, Holweni in this instance, bringing in the cross. Look at Makhaya trying to attack that ball. You're trying to use the jackknife technique. Also, what is critical is the weight and the power of that cross. She cannot generate a lot of power because the ball is not that hard. You need the cross to be coming in hard so that when Makhaya misses that ball, she can be able to generate power. In that moment, the cross was not powerful enough.
Impressive to that, Manenge, is also the fact that Hilda peels away nicely from her defense as well to get herself with acres of space. And the Dujarans player, you would be expecting that her experience comes to great fold at this moment, because these are opportunities that you need to bury, because she really didn't have that much pressure to be able to pick a spot and get that ball in the back of the net. But unfortunately, just closing her eyes at a vital moment.
Absolutely. And in that 31st minute, I think a lot of us removed ourselves from our chairs, almost celebrating when Refilwe Jane had that fiery shot at goal. Unfortunately, not making that connection, but it could have been the opening one for Banyana Banyana.
Yeah, we've not seen a lot of Linda and also Jane in that midfield. In this instance, you can give credit to Khatlana at that time, putting her body on the line, trying to make corrections because her first touch was not good enough. But when Linda brings in this ball to be able to try and find Khatlana, look at the position of Jane. I need to give her credit, but the only worry that Desiree Erlis will have from this opportunity is that Jane went to the box a little bit too early, because she has to turn and try and find an angle to have that shot. She's our defensive midfielder, deep line playmaker. She needs to go into the box a little bit late, but she was there a little bit too early, and that's why that chance was not good enough for her.
We also need to give credit to Ramalepe, who's really been a revelation on the right-hand side, creating the spaces, coming back defensively when necessary, bringing in the crosses, because she's the player who brought the cross in for Khatlana deflection and for a oncoming Refilwe Jane to take that strike. Ramalepe has really become a problem on that side, and if anything, they need to capitalize on that wing, because she's definitely having the legs, she's got the pace, and she's also got the quality in terms of the technical crosses that are expected to go into the box.
Well, for Banyana Banyana, they continued to pile on the pressure, evident here in the 34th minute, that Jane to Holweni pass.
Yeah, when you're looking at Holweni, she's starting as a right-sided striker for Banyana in today's game. But one thing that she has done, Linda, in this combining with her, and when that ball goes back to Linda, you're questioning a little bit of commitment from Linda. Why is she not putting her foot in there to be able to take one for the team, which would have resulted in Khatlana getting an opportunity in that moment?
That pass to Linda, you see the pressure or even the pace of that ball when she plays it back. Linda comes in running, but I think it was too much to ask of Linda at that time, because she's really giving it all. And when she goes in, she's also going in with a bit of caution. A little bit more in order for Linda to just put it through.
In the 39th minute, finally, Banyana Banyana find the back of the net, opening the scoring. What a goal from Makhaya.
We need to speak about the delivery from Banyana. She gives a good ball inside. Hilda Mahaila rising the highest. And what is key here is she's meeting the ball at the highest point. And she's also making it difficult for the goalkeeper that is making that late charge to try and make the save. Let's also look at the time where the goal is scored. The goal is scored in the critical phase of the game. Critical phase of the game is the last 5 minutes of the game. The players are starting to think about halftime chat. They're starting to think about the drink that they have, the break that they're going to take. But in that instance, I need to give credit to Banyana Banyana players because they remained focused and they were able to get that crucial goal. Now is to build from that goal. What Desiree Ellis should be backing instructions in that change room is for Jane to be more on the ball because we seem to be bypassing her and going to Ramalepe and also going to Dlamini on the left-hand side. We need to get Jane on the ball because she's our international player. She's wearing the captain's belt. We need leadership qualities in that midfield.
Well, for Hilda Mahaia, it was the 11th goal for her. Brilliantly done in that first half. Banyana Banyana leading. At stake is a spot in the Orcon that will be taking place in July, August of this year in Morocco. Let's take a quick ad break. When we do return, we have a look at that substitution list and build up to the second half.
Archaeologist Dr. Jeff Rose reveals the remarkable stories of the Bible hunters. The discoveries which shed controversial new light on the Christian origins.
Christianity. I'm following in the footsteps of the Bible hunters, men and women searching for ancient manuscripts in support of the Jesus story in the New Testament.
And heretical Christian texts.
Archaeologists had to unearth scriptures that no human had set eyes upon in 1,500 years. Lost gospels that never made it into the official Bible.
What historians discovered was that the texts on which Christianity were based were not reliable. They weren't historically authentic. And that meant, what price the Word of God?
The Bible Hunter's quest would challenge how the world saw the Bible and whether it truly was the Word of God.
Bible Hunters, a two-part docu-series, Sunday at 4 p.m. on SABC2. Roses are red. Violets are blue. Minions are sweet. And they're yellow too.
I love you.
Yeah, I love you too.
Animate your love this Valentine's month with Stuart, Gru, and of course, the Minions.
You're looking especially beautiful today.
Whoa, hey.
Relax with your family.
I made it for you.
Reconnect with your friends. Saturdays at 4, this month on 2.
Hi, all you wonderful Siebenland fans out there.
And a special hi to everyone in the beautiful Western Cape.
We have exciting news.
This March, we'll be visiting Cape Town.
Come chill with us at iPix on Acre Mall between 2:30 and 4:30 on the 4th of March.
And on Saturday, 5 March at DeVille Shopping Centre between 10 a.m. in the morning and 12 noon.
And later that day between 2 and 4 p.m. at N1 City Mall.
We can't wait to meet you. See you there.
Welcome back. Well, even though Banyana leading 1-0, Gloria cannot rest on that scoreline.
We cannot rest, but they've done an exceptional job, and we could see the dominance in the closing stages of the first half. But if needed, you've got Gabriela De Jesus Thomas Salgado. She can come in, and she could come in perhaps for a Hilda Mahaia if you need her on the wing. She's got good pace, and she takes players on. And you also, if in the middle of the park, Banyana struggling, you can bring in young Talia Smith, who's very brave, and she can come in and settle. Pretty much our Mabunda kind of player that really puts her foot on the ball and can dictate the pace.
Very sad for Algeria. They're conceding for the first time in these qualification processes.
Yeah, it depends on the quality you're playing against. They played against Sudan, hence they didn't concede a goal. They're against Banyana Banyana now. Khadiyet, jersey number 17 can come in. 17 caps, 3 goals so far. Won the Champions League with Mamelodi Sundowns. Their experience can be important in terms of us increasing the lead.
Well, the big question is, can Banyana Banyana hold on to the scoreline and get victory against Algeria, or will the 10X of Algeria find that bounce-back mentality and win this encounter? Let's take you back to the Orlando Stadium in commentary. Tulisile Mia and Brian Mufogeng to take us through the second stanza.
Asibonge ke laphana ke e-studio bese siphinde ke sikwamkela ke mlaleli ke lapho ke ngasekhaya sisesigodini ke esikaMaminzela e-Orlando Stadium ke umdlalo omkhulu ke phakathi ke kweqembu ke lesizwe laseNingizimu Afrika iBanyana Banyana badlala ke nelizwe ke lase-Algeria. Nasi ke sisuka esiwombe ke sesibili ke la e-Orlando Stadium ngakwasokunxele nayi Banyana Banyana ingena ithuba lihle boxing lapha kodwa ke wadefenda kahle kakhulu lapha uBekilta. Ayifuna ukuhlasela ke isuka eBanyana ke eBanyana emidlalo eyokuhlungela ke iyona ke lemidlalo ye-Africa Women's Cup of Nations ezobe ibanjelwe ke laphana ke eMorocco ngoJulayi. iBanyana Banyana ize ke la esombeni ke esesibili ihamba phambili ke ngegoli ke elilodwa ke eqandeni. Yabona ke abadlali ke abawuqalile ke umdlalo babuyile ombane babuyile oKarabo Dlamini sibulele holweni ukapteni wethu Rifile Ejane abiyane uKholosa Thembi Khatlana ijubane ngempela Thembi nakangena eboxini uThembi uThembi lapha eleni kwepali othiwa akhona kiki othiwa ke ekhona kiki ekhona yokuqala esombeni esesibili iBanyana Banyana ithole ke ikhona kiki ngesombe esoqala yaseke ishaya ke igoli ngekhanda lakhe laphana ke uHilda badlala ishot corner Alinda Mohlalo bamlahla phansi athi noMpepe umdlalo omuhla uqhubeke nangunayo ke uKhatlana bemlahla phansi ngaphandle ke kwancane ke ekwebhokisi uthi ke unoMpepe akube ke iyona ke i-free kick inikezwa ke iqembu layo ke laphana ke iBanyana Banyana esendaweni enhle ifuna nje umdlali okhahlela ngonyawo ke elesikudla ngibona nje elibeka phansi kahle nangu no goalkeeper oyamina awungazi lungisa ke i-defense nange futhi ke naye ke laphana ke Desiree Ellis oyalifuna igoli ke elesibili ukuze ke bezodlala ke ngokukhuleka ke abadlali bakhe Arifile Ejane noKholosa abadlali bethu ke abadlala ke laphana ke eswini baphezulu kwebhola ke naye ke laphana ke Linda Mohlalo wasibe washiya ke manje ke uFifi oshiya ke yena ke uKholosa eshawa ke uKholosa lapha ibe yinhle kodwa ke goalkeeper waseke eyivimba ekhiphela ke ngaphandle corner kick yabona ke sengiqaphelile ngale qembu ke leyakhe uDesiree ama set pieces awakhe ke uKholosa anamanje ke uyena ke othatha ke corner kick oyayiphakamisa ifuna amakhanda anali thuba lapha lashaya ibhali kodwa ke liphakeme iflag elikamsisi ke kaNoMpepe ngaphesheya kwenkundla offside libewa phansi ke ibhola iyasinda laphana ke Algeria yamina kuthiwa ke akahlehle ke aqale phansi ke laphana ke emuva oyalisusa alide liyavinjwa ke ibhola Algeria Roslyn Kezami yalithatha ke iBanyana Banyana holweni ehlikihle itapeta washiya ke noKholosa Linda Mohlalo mahla amatouches eBanyana uyayihlaba uyayicela laphana ke uholweni afuna indlela uyayithola indlela Ramalipe holweni Ramalipe asibone ke icross ke yakhe Ramalipe hamba phansi leya cross Mutlalo yamshaya first touch Linda Mutlalo kodwa ke ayikakasuki ingozi Hilda asibone ke Banyana Banyana lapha ebelilihle le bola abelilihle Karabo Dlamini ezama ke ekude ngonyawo olwesinxele laphana ke uKarabo Dlamini owayedlalela ke iMamelodi Sundowns ngaphambi kokuthi ke aye ke phesheya kwezilwandle ayodlala ke kuyona ke iAuckland University iUSA uneminyaka engu21 ke nje kuphela awubheke nje leliya bhola ke ukuthi ke belilihle kanjani Kholosa base ke belikhiphela ke ngaphandle kuthiwa ke abuye ke lizophoswa Banyana ke seyizameke ka 10 ukuthi ke ikhahlele ke laphana ke emapalini alwaphansi manje ke bambanani mbane bathu juice base ke bedlalisa ke ugoalkeeper Andile Dlamini vice captain ke iyeqembu ke layo ke Banyana ke umdlali ke weMamelodi Sundowns waba ke omunye futhi ke owasiza ke iqembu ke leSundowns ngesikhathi ke ebenqoba ke iChampions League ebedlalwa ke oqala nqa laphana ke eCairo eGibhithe Andile Dlamini ke evimba ke amapenalty siza ke iqembu lakhe ke iSundowns ukuthi ke libuye ke nayo ke inkomishi Olweni Ramalipe lephumela ke ngaphandle ke ibhola ke leningizimu Afrika bayaliphosa ke manje ke abakhona ke laphana ke eNigeria eAlgeria oyabathathela ke ubambanani mbane odlala ke umdlalo ka64 namhlanje ke ubambanani onamagoli ke amane eqenjini ke elesizwe 31 years kanti ke udlalela ke yona futhi ke iMamelodi Sundowns ngaphambi kwalokho ke wayedlalela kulona ke iqembu ke leBloemfontein eCeltic yasimthatha ke iSundowns Kholosa oyasilawula isisu usayo ke Banyana Banyana ke uKholosa oyawathanda ke ama long ball kodwa sebelithathile leliya bhola ke lakhe laphana ke emuva Imane naye futhi ke enye ke ilong ball oyavimba Ramalipe benonokho uMahlo throw in ezothathwa ke iyona ke iAlgeria yabona ke izinto ke emazihamba kanje Banyana ke umsebenzi ke wabo ke uthanda ukuthi ke obelula ke kancane ngoba ke uyabona nje bahamba phambili ngegoli ke elilodwa ke eqandeni mawungaphela ke umdlalo ke izinto ke zimi kanje kusho ukuthi ke iAlgeria umqansa ngempela ke kofanele ke bawunyuke mase ke bedlala ke umlenze wesibili ngomhla ka23 kuyona nje lenyanga njengoba ke beyobe sebedlala ke ekhaya ngale kwalokho abazoyikhomba ke lemidlalo ke bayoyibukela kumabona kude abase-Algeria kanti ke iBanyana njengoba ke ifaka ke umlenze owodwa ke manje nayizolo ke iSenegal yenze okufanayo ngesikhathi ke ishaya ke imali ngo-1-0 eZambia yona ke yadlala ke idraw ka-not nenamibha naba becishe benza ke iphutha lapha awubambanani kodwa kwasho ukuthi ke laphana ke u-Andile uDlamini ke uyayibona ke ingozi Nokho Mahlo phasi kaNokho Mahlo iyaqhatha olikhiphela ke ngaphandle ke ibhola ikramo throw in bayinikeza yena futhi Nokho Mahlo eminye nje imphumela iZambia edlale ke idraw ka-not neNamibia eSenegal ke yaseke idlala asibone ke amajubane ke laphana ke iBanyana Banyana leyabashiya ke ibhola goal kick Senegal ishaya ke imali ngo-not kanti ke eminye ke imidlalo esazoba ke nzima Karabo Dlamini left back yayo ke iBanyana Banyana so khumbula ukuthi ke ngaphambilini ke le ndawo ke bedlala ke uyena ke noThando awuvilakazi kodwa ke nanke manje ke Karabo Dlamini ofuna ke ukuyenza ke eyakhe ke manje ke le ndawo ke yasekunxele laphana ke ngasemuva uyamthola idefend iBanyana amthole futhi ke emayihlasela njengoba kade egoba ke leliya bhola asibone la Silia ebhola elide ke manje ngakwesokudla lifuna amajubane kodwa ke liyamshiya uIkramu lephumela ke ngaphandle elidala igoal kick ezothathwa ke iyona ke iBanyana Banyana Andile Dlamini badlala ke elfishane ke leliya bhola awoni iBanyana Banyana Noti Algeria Orlando Stadium.
For another moment, some players to make a name for themselves. So it's still a goal scored by Hilda Makhaya in the first half that separated two nations. Algeria against South Africa. Africa Cup of Nations for women, or better known as the Total Africa Women's Cup of Nations qualifier. Under KEF. Linda Makhaila Oranam Linda Matlalo Nofasa Damakhai is the goal scorer so far for South Africa. Player down in the moon for South Africa. It looks like it is Banyana who has gone down for Banyana Banyana. Colosso Banyana, that's the reason. You see the trailing leg there. Remain on the ground after the tackle. She has been involved in tackle after tackle, I've got to say. Colosso Miyakazi. Banyana, 27 years of age, from Ngobo in Eastern Cape. My player has done very well. 2015 World Student Games in South Korea. Also played in the 2017 edition in China. It's been in a few COSAFA tournaments. 2017 is where she started playing off. Played a football people with Thunderbirds in Eastern Cape, University of KwaZulu-Natal. So eventually making a move to Sporting Gijón, where she's playing at the moment in Spain. And she made a debut on the 14th of September 2017 in a game against Lesotho in the COSAFA Women's Championship in Zimbabwe. Since then, she has now scored a total of 2 goals for the national team. Played assist for today's goal already. Only making a first start in these Africa Women's Cup of Nations qualifiers for South Africa. So Desiree Ellis, as you can see here. The past Sunday, Orlando Pirates of South Africa played against Algeria's JS Saoura. Pirates won that game by 2-0. Here, the same venue, and that was in the CAF Confederations Cup match. Gui, here's the ball in. It's anybody's ball in a moment. Sent forward now, run being made here. Matlo under pressure, the back for South Africa. Does get a header finally away. And there was a player lacking there, Ikram. Jabi was just near the ball. Pressure on the keeper. Away this time by Andile Dlamini. Away by Andile Dlamini for South Africa. Made a debut in 2011, by the way, Andile Dlamini. It's now approaching a 60th cap for Banyana Banyana. 57 today for Andile Dlamini. Morgan Belkita. Good turn this time, going forward. Cross expected, crossing! Oh, just went out. And that will come in as a goal kick. They feel that should have been a corner kick awarded. The Algerians. Not a bad run at all, I've got to say, this time around from Rosaline Kezami. Did well to hold on and try and get behind the defenders of South Africa. The 20-year-old Marseille-born player. Dlamini. Ramalepe. For South Africa. South Africa being put under pressure by Algeria. They will start the attack from the back. Mistake for Holweni, one of those also drafted as amongst the vice captains for South Africa by Desiree Ellis. He scored goals here. The University of Western Cape player. Long ball in now. Good ball in. Makhaya. Offside given. Makhaya left South Africa after having been the top scorer in the inaugural Women's League in South Africa with 36 goals. Number they shared together there with the hand can never be judged offside. That shouldn't have been an offside. So that is not one of the best decisions for that particular instance. The referees have done well today. And I just missed that one, because she was played onside by the last player wearing white of Algeria, Kui. And he brought from here towards Ajabi. Collected by South Africa, Mbane. Kui in possession. And the ball shot again to the near side. Ajabi tackled. Ball goes out of play. Yes, Kui. Long ball forward. Away this time. Ajabi gets in there quickly. They are looking to try and get the second ball now, the Algerians. They are piling pressure on South Africa. Throw-in will be to the Algerians. Morgan Belkita will take near side of a field. An hour has gone in this game. Long ball played in. Easy pickings for the goalkeeper. Naima Buhani. She drifts wide now and then, Buhani. And they need her to be centrally, because that's where they might be able to get something. But maybe they're trying to apply different tactics here in the second half, the Algerians. Jane towards Holweni. Holweni looks up. Holweni crosses, blocked from Holweni. Holweni was a top scorer in the COSAFA tournament in the last 2 editions. 2020, she scored a total of 8 goals. Last year, she scored 5 goals. Finished a top scorer yet again. One of some Sawa, to those who know very well. Banyana brought down, free kick given. Still South Africa had possession. They would expected the ref to allow play to continue now. Taken quickly. Mutalo takes a shot. And Mutalo's shot pumped behind for a corner kick by the goalkeeper. It was taken very quickly by the South Africans. Immediately set up and trying to find the second goal of this game. But the goalkeeper, equal to the task, pumps that ball away. I've got to say, if you look at the saves she has made today, the scoreline would have been different. Kui came across and caught Banyana, and it's quickly taken set piece. Long ball again. Chance in this time from Bane. Bane leaves the ball behind. But here comes the Algerians. Now this might just be a good ball. Forward played in. Ramalepe kept her focus and went on to deny Merouch a chance to get to the ball. An opportunity there. Rosaline Kazami, I think the pass that she played in was a good pass, but not perfectly placed for a teammate to get to it. Now trying to get the long balls towards Buhani. Refilejani. First South African player to join for an Italian team, rather, where she joined AC Milan. Recently married, by the way, Refilejani. But here comes Lameni for South Africa. Mutalo. Here comes Ramalepe. Cross expected, cross played in, and missed by the keeper. Oh, leaving dangerously Algeria there. living dangerously, Algeria there. Lucky escape for them as the ball went wide. See that ball played in. Here's Banyana. Khatlana. Still Khatlana going. Mutalo. Near side of the field now, collected by Banyana. Banyana looks up, sends a long ball in. Dropped by Ngazi. Grabbed by Ngazi. 25 minutes remaining before South Africa can leave here with a goal ahead of the return leg against Algeria. It's dangerous, I've got to say, given the way Algeria has actually performed today. When they're at home, one expect more fireworks from them playing at home. The Algerians. Ketal playing long ball now towards the far side. Collected here, going forward, trying for a long range shot. Absolutely nothing from that one there from Naima Buheni. So now we'll see some changes for South Africa. Spulele, Olweni will make way for South Africa.
Njengoba benza ke ushintsho manje ke abase eningizimu Afrika bafuna ke ukufaka ke uNomvula. Nomvula ke uyangena kuphuma ke usibulele laphana ke uholweni ongabanga ke nomdlalo omuhle. Awushintsho ke elwase Algeria ke futhi oyaphuma ke manje ke laphana ke Merouch 27 years obenikeza ke inkinga Banyana Banyana ke kwi defense edlala ke naye ke laphana ke uNaima Buheni bayamkhipha ke manje. Ngibona futhi ke noThalia laphana ke uSmith awuzongena ke kulona ke iqembu ke laseningizimu Afrika kodwa ke umdlalo ke uyaqhubeka ihamba phambili Banyana ke Banyana Orlando Stadium ke igoli ke lilodwa eqandeni ke lishaye ke uyena ke amakhaya Algeria ke ithanda ukunyusa ke amasokisi manje dlala kabi ke manje ke laphana ke uKholosa yabona ke makuthiwa khona ke umdlali ke ongasabi ukufaka unyawo Kholosa ke laphana ke uBiyana akasabi ke ukufaka ke unyawo Nompempe ke nange khuluma ke naye ke laphana ke uLydia wase Algeria othi ke ibhola ke akube ke elayo ke iBanyana Banyana Lydia une yellow card ayithole ngesombe ke esoqala ushintsho futhi Thalia Smith uyangena bamkhipha manje ke uKholosa awubeke nomdlalo ke omuhle yena ke uKholosa udlala ke laphana ke eSpain oneminyaka ke ngu27 kungena ke intombazana edlalela ke iMamelodi Sundowns eThalia awudlala kahle kakhulu ke futhi ke laphana ke eswini arifile nayo ke i-first touch noko mahlo asibone ke laphana kanti ke kwenye ke indawo eBotswana ke ihamba phambili ngegoli ke elilodwa ke eqandeni wani iBotswana anothi iZimbabwe abambanani mbane emuva ke kuyona ke iBanyana Banyana esingise center manje ke Fifi Thembi Khatlana lide ke ibhola ke liyamshiya ke uKhatlana lephumela ke ngaphandle kuthiwa ke abuye ke Elizo phoswa leyaphoswa ke ibhola emuva ke iyona ke iAlgeria bayaliphosa banikeza ikram ngakwesokudla liyonakala ke futhi ke ibhola ke labo ke abase Algeria Algeria ke izama ke ukuthi ke ingene ke emidlalweni yayo ke iAfcon yona ke iAfrica Women's Cup of Nations okwesikhombisa ngoba ke sebedlale ke kawu6 abakaze ke badlulele ke bona ke imidlalo ke yamaqoqo ama group stages eGhana ngo2018 badliwa ke yonke imidlalo iyabo baqeda ke egcineni ke kweqoqo ababekulona ebona ke abase Algeria ke bafuna ke ukulungisa ke izinto indlela yabo ke idlula la akuyona ke ibanyana ke ebanyana nayo futhi ke efuna ke ukuyiphakamisa ke le ndebe ngoba ke abakaze ke abayiphakamise ke abakhona ke la eNingizimu Afrika sebeqede ke kahlanu ke ikuwona ke imidlalo yamanqamu Nigeria ke ngempela ke iyama endleleni ke yeNingizimu Afrika asibone ke asibone ke ibanyana ithi ke iyashaya ke laphana ke kodwa ke ugoalkeeper oyalithatha abengifuna ukuthi ke iNigeria ejwayele ukuyinikeza ke inkinga enikeza ke lona ke ilizwe ke lase eNingizimu Afrika nango 2018 kwifinali eNigeria ke yabashaya ngo yase ke inqoba ke yona ke iNigeria efinali zase ke zibuya ke nesiliva ke ezakithi Algeria eyayilungisa manje ke esingini ke esecenter Roslyn badlala kabi nompempe ke nangu ke ekhuza ohlezi phansi elinda umhlalo anokho umahlo phezulu kwebhola 159 caps odlalela ke laphana ke eSpain osele 20 minutes ukuthi ke umdlalo ke uphele anokho umahlo emuva njengoba ke ubona ke abadlali ke beMamelodi Sundowns bakhona ke ukuzokweseka ke iqembu ke lesizwe njengakubona nomqeqeshi ke uJerry eShabalala bazokweseka ke iqembu ke lesizwe kanjalo ke nabadlali ke beMamelodi Sundowns abakhona enkundleni ngiyethemba ukuthi uzwile umsindo ngesikhathi kungena ke laphana ke Telia nange ibamba ke laphana ke singise center wayibuyisela ke kuCaptain Fifi yinhle pass ka Fifi ngakwesokunxele ethola ke Thembi Khatlana no Thembi ke wasephasa kabi waphasa ke ngemuva iyalithatha iAlgeria Anayima Buheni onamandla laphana ke uCaptain bamlahla phansi unompempe uyakhuza othi ke alibeke phansi leya bhola ke kube ke ifree kick anako mahlo edlalisa kabi Anayima Buheni 36 years ke yena ke uCaptain wakhala umqeqeshi ofethule erade laphana ke radio ukuthi ke bamdlalisa kabi ke umdlali wami bafuna ukwenza ushintsho abase Algeria Zainab uyangena bayamkhipha manje ke uLydia Belkacem othole ke iyellow card ngesombe ke esoqala oshintsho ke elwayo ke laphana ke iAlgeria asibone ke ele free kick Roslyn phezulu kwebhola oshaya ke ngonyawo ke elesinxele hayi kodwa ke iphuma nje kude ke namapali ke ele free kick yase eAlgeria esikhathi siyahamba asibalindile ke abase Algeria eqala phansi emuva ke ibanyana badlalela endaweni eyingozi ingozi ke leya ndawo kodwa naba belikhipha kahle yayinhle first touch kaRamalipe phasi ke kodwa ke ayitholi umuntu nangu Fifi elungisa ibhola esingise center wasala umuntu Ramalipe oyayihlaba uyayicela manje ke uFifi ayamshaya ke ifirst touch laphana ke nomvula ke ifirst touch yakhe ke ayibanga ke yinhle throw in manje ke linda muhlalo Fifi indlela kodwa ke iyavalwa ebanyana iyaphoqeleka ukuthi ke ayibuyele ke emuva nokho umahlo oyayibiza ngakwesokunxele ke uKarabo Dlamini bamnikeza uKarabo awuyayinhle laphana ke itouch kaThembi hayi kodwa ke leliya bhola lafika nje engalindele laphana ke uNomvula Thalia yinhle itheni kaThalia yinhle nephasi yakhe kodwa iqine kakhulu ke iyamshiya ke laphana ke Hilda Makhaya oshaye ke igoli ke layo ke iBanyana Banyana khona ke umdlali ke ohlezi phansi Fatima Bara vice captain ke weqembu ke la khona laphana ke eAlgeria ohlezi phansi abo nanke manje ke uyasukuma Fatima laphana ke Bara Nompepe ke nanke manje ke ethi ke umdlalo ke awuqhubeke zisenjalo ke izinto Wani Banyana and not Algeria.
Here comes the Algerians. The Phoenix Foxes of Algeria. Forward goes South Africa now. Khatana in possession. Khatana playing the ball towards Motalo. Motalo looks up, still Linda Motalo in possession for the South Africans. Alive again towards Makhaya. Makhaya! Straight at the goalkeeper. And what's Algeria doing well at the back? Every time South Africa has the ball, they try and isolate the player in possession. See the Motalo had a moment for the South Africans. There's the coach, Desiree Ellis. Talk about a record as the captain of South Africa. 32 times she played for the South Africans and scored 6 goals for the South Africans, including a hat-trick in South Africa's first ever international match in 1983 when they played against Eswatini. Desiree Ellis. She already had a few history to her name already. She kept to head in there. First player to win the AFCON as a player, then to move on to win it, in fact, to win the COSAFA tournament as a player, then eventually winning it as a coach. And the first coach for South Africa to qualify them for a Women's World Cup at Banyana level. Already under 17, already done that a few times from a South African point of view. Koui is the player on the picture, another one who can score goals for the Algerians. Celia Koui. One ball forward this time here, collected by Zinab Kenduchi. Long ball. Here comes now Khatana, cut back, chance in! Oh, wide! Beautiful build-up for the South Africans, and Khatana, beautiful cut back for her. Nomvula Mapula Khwale puts the ball wide. Algerian defense this time turned around. And there you can see ball being put wide here by Nomvula. And a chance for the South Africans lost. Also now becoming the second player to play football in Italy, by the way, from a South African point of view, behind Refile Jane. Football for Pakasol in Italy. She knows how close she was there. We scored 3 times for South Africa. "12 minutes remaining before South Africa and Algeria meet again in Algeria on the 23rd. In 5 days' time, they'll meet for the second time, the two nations, to decide who will take their place in Morocco. 22 nations, 11 will have to qualify, 11 will be knocked out as they will join the host nation, Morocco. So Miss South Africa also watching on at the moment here in the second half of this game. Mutalo for South Africa. One well here by the Algerians. Long ball played forward towards Buheni. She's up against Nokomatlo, two veterans. Pressure applied there. Mistake at the back by South Africa. Chance in! Oh, what a save. That is absolute brilliant block there from Mbane. The keeper was nowhere to be found. And Mbane just saved the day for South Africa. A moment of madness there from a South African point of view. Mahaya gets the ball for South Africa. Cut back, ball paid in, good defense once again. Collected again by the South Africans. Long ball, far side, collected here by Thembi Kgatlana. Goes out of play. Thembi Kgatlana. Ball goes out of play. Goal kick will be. That particular block by Mbane might just be the one that saves the day for South Africa. There's that mistake there by Andile Dlamini. Under pressure from Buheni. Look that. Oh, that would have been a beautiful goal. Because he was trying to get back. But I think the ball would have actually gone in from Ajabi. Heart-stopping moment there from a South African point of view. And Algerian fans will know that they almost got the equalizer. Yellow card coming out, and it looks like it is Khatlan. It is in fact Nomvula. Nomvula Mapula. Nomvula Mapula Khwale gets herself yellow carded. Product of Babakoni FC. The football for Louisiana Tech University in the USA before eventually making his move. South Africa for TUT also went to play for, currently playing for Pakistan CD in Italy. So 2 yellows against South Africa, 1 against Algeria. It is goals that matters. 1-0 South Africa leading at the moment. It's going to be a tough day for them in a second leg away. Pumping up the jam at the moment, Algeria, sending everything high into the penalty area, trying to catch South Africa to realize there's some frailties at the back. But here they come now, this time. Everybody has moved forward for Algeria. Long ball paid in. Oh, just been missed by Buheni. Just been missed by Buheni. They're just now bypassing the middle of a park, the Algerians. Going for route 1 ball now. Kgatlana does well. Still Kgatlana in possession for South Africa. Looks up. Smith. Mutalo. Offside given against that. Have to have a look at that one again. Have to have a look at that one again. There's no way she's offside. I think the far side official has gotten those offside absolutely wrong. She has not followed play precisely, and every time she has actually gone for a flag, there's just been a tad too late and poor decision made by her. So still sitting here. Noko Matlo. Refilejani. Talia Smith. Refilejani. Down for Algerians in the South African half. In fact, in the Algerian half, a player has gone down. The referee finally does blow her whistle. And that is Bara who has gone down. Player has gone down is Bara. Fatima Bara. Just pulled a muscle when she actually went up. Now she's still spraying. It looks like a hamstring. And if there's a hamstring, Chance of continuing this game pretty slim. So here comes Salgado. Gabriela Salgado. Gabriela Salgado replaces Hilda Machaya, the goal scorer for today. So the goal scorer has gone off. And in comes... This is the goal that was scored by Machaya. A ball played in from Banyana, and she combined to put the ball into the back of the net. South Africa leading here by 1-0 against Algeria. That's how it was applauded and received by the entire bench. And the goalkeeper at the moment to celebrate. Machaya scoring 11th international goal in 17 matches for Banyana Banyana. So Gabriela Salgado will be celebrating a 24th birthday this coming Sunday. How do I know? Because she celebrates a birthday. She has a birthday with me. We'll celebrate on the 20th of February. Young lady who has scored twice already in these qualifiers. Third match overall for her. So let's see how she's going to perform here today. Gabriela Salgado. Today officially, this is match-wise for South Africa. Playing in a 21st match for South Africa. That is Salgado.
Ebola ke inali ke emuva ke kuyona ke laphana ke Banyana ke Banyana throw in isikhathi ke esiyaphela kusele 3 minutes. Ramalipe eyashintsha Algeria Visem Buzit ayangena bayamkhipha manje ke Esilia Khuyi. Bayamkhipha manje ke uSilia Khuyi. Ongena ke umdlali ke ona 19 years. Awake ke wadlalela ke iyona ke iPSG ngoba ke abadlali ke base Algeria abaningi ke bazalelwe khona ke ezweni ke lase France. Ingakho nje ubona bedlale emaqenjini ke ase France. La ongenayo ke uVesemo awudlale ke kulona ke iqembu lePSG ngo 2015. Ngaphambi ke kokuthi ke ajoyine ke iUS Olympics elinto emohlalo eminyakazo yokugcina linto nayi ibhola elihle ngaphathe eboxini khatlana walibamba ugoalkeeper walibamba ke ugoalkeeper eyamina ngazi oyalibamba ke yena ke ugoalkeeper Ramalipe wavele waganga ke manje ke Ramalipe wasebuya ke elungisa ibhola. Gabriela Salgado awakusuka umuntu endleleni nomvula Talia yabona manje ke lisuka kumuntu ke lihlala kumuntu manje Ramalipe ngakwesokudla cross kala Ramalipe okhona ke uThembi akukho umuntu kodwa ke weNingizimu Afrika ohlasela ke leli bhola. Yabona manje ke amabhola ke wonke awalibamba kamnandi ke ukapteni Nayima Buheni oyamthathela ke kodwa ke umphane Talia yamshaya first touch. Asedlala kabi uNompepe ke wasekhuza. Free kick ngakwesokudla enikezwa ke elona ke iqembu elase Algeria. Amokeni laphana ke emuva uyalishiya futhi ke naye Kezami Roslyn ke uyena ke ozothatha leli bhola. Ngonyawo lesinxele futhi ke lihle leli bhola. Kodwa ke liphuma ke kude ke namapali. Andile Dlamini angazi ke ukuthi kungani ke egijima ngoba ke uyawina Andile Dlamini nali phutha yabona unoko mahlobe no Andile Dlamini khona into abafuna ukusikhombisa yona yabona laphana ke emuva lesibili lephutha balenzayo no Dlamini ke ugoalkeeper iyawina iBanyana umzuzu ka-89 Gabriela Salgado ngakwesokudla yabona ke usanomoya ungena khona manje Salgado nayi cross ka Salgado lapha yabhakusi nethi Thembi Kgatlana hayi bayingcwaba iAlgeria ebhola elihle lakhe laphana ke uGabriela Salgado ngakwesokudla waphakamisa amehlo wambona uThembi la engakhona wamnika uThembi ke wangaphoxa wavele ke wakubeka ke phakathi ke igoli ke elihle 2 Banyana anothi Algeria oyenyuka umqansa wase-Algeria kanti ke kuyehlela manje ke kuyona ke iBanyana Banyana kodwa ke umsebenzi awukakapheli umsebenzi awukakapheli obheke nje lo yamdanso in 90 minutes yasihlangana ke ebhodini kuthiwa ke kuzokwengezwa ke imizuzu emithathu Algeria elikhiphela ke ngaphandle ibhola kuthiwa ke abaphose ngokusheshsha esikhathi ke sihambile Sofia ngakwesokudla abenaye ke Belkita nayi ke laphana ke Algeria kodwa ke ukhona yabona ke noko umahlo eZimbabwe ihamba phambili noma ke iBotswana ihamba phambili manje ngo-2-0 eshaya ke iZimbabwe uyona ke lemidlalo ke yokuhlungela ke iyona ke eAfrica Women's Cup of Nations eMorocco 2 Botswana anothi Zimbabwe Salgado ngakwesokudla awuyaliyeka ibhola uthi vele ke alikhishwanga yimina Ramalipe odlale kahle kakhulu yabona iphutha akukho nelodwa nje elikhumbula yalenzile namhlanje Ramalipe yabona ke lo lahla ngothi lesokudla leBanyana akekho nje obeganga ke ngakulo lahla ngothi lungisa yonke into Ramalipe ma yihle ke leyathathi kodwa ke nanke manje ke uFifi olweni noma ke Karabo Dlamini noko mahlo Telia yamshaya first touch olthathile bayalithatha ke abase Algeria nangu futhi uThembi Kgatlana wasedlala kabi nompempe nomsizi wakhe ke bavumelana abathi akadlalanga ke kahle ke yena ke uThembi Kgatlana kanti ke neflag eliphakeme bathi ke ubese offside uThembi Kgatlana bathi ke ubese offside uThembi Kgatlana ohlezi phansi ke laphana ke imane ohlezi phansi uyabona nje ukuthi ke ophatheke kabi umqeqeshi Radium Rifethuli kanti ke injabulo ngapha ke kuyena ke Desiree Ellis ibhalwe nje ebusweni ibhentshi ilayo ke iAlgeria okudangala nje into ebhalwe nje ebusweni izinto ke azihambanga ke kahle ngendlela ke abebehlele ngayo ke namhlanje lana ke eOrlando Stadium Emane Shilep ohlezi phansi abona ke abathandi ke bebhola ke namhlanje abafikile labo ke abayingcosana ngoba abakavumeleki ke abaningi abalandeli bazoseka yona eBanyana Banyana abanye futhi ecukuthwane ke zikhona futhi ke nazo zizobheka ke iyona ke iqembu lesizwe uMama Joy naba futhi esixukuthwane ke ngempela ke sikhona sizokweseka ke iqembu lesizwe elayo ke lapha iBanyana Banyana ayiphoxanga ke iBanyana Banyana. Umdlalo futhi ke uzophela ke noma yinini manje. Yabona imizuzu emithathu ke ebeyengeziwe iphelile. Onompempe ke uthi ke manje umdlalo ke awuqhubeke naba beshayisana bambanani. Hayi nayi ke bedala ke inkinga. Thalia uhlezi phansi. Andile Dlamini ke nange likhiphela ke ngaphandle ke ibhola. Uhlezi phansi ushayisane ke ne-teammate yakhe. Bashayisane nje bobabili. Endololwane nje engene ke la ngemuva ke naba ke bengena ke bayombheka. Umdlali ke walo ke iqembu ke eleMamelodi Sundowns. Umqeqeshi osanalo ithemba. Angazi ke ukuthi ke ungabe ke uthini ngalesikhathi ngoba ke angiboni ke ukuthi khona ke abasangakwenza ongashintsha ke kulomdlalo ke abase Algeria ngoba ke isikhathi sesiphelile. Umshaye ke ngendololwane ke laphana ke ubambanani. Abakhulumanga ke abayo ke iBanyana Banyana nali bench layo ke iAlgeria awuyasin malapha bakhona ke ebenchini amanqoko wodwa ke manje aramalipe bayancokola nje bonke ke abadlali ke beAlgeria neBanyana Banyana abathandi ke naba ke ngempela futhi ke abanye futhi esikhulu ke ezikhona ke la eOrlando Stadium ke namhlanje. Umdlalo ke usuyaqhubeka. Thembi Kgatlana oyalijaha leli bhola kodwa ke akalifici. Elithi bhola bashayisana base Algeria nanke manje Kezami Roslin Ramalipe ngakwesokudla Salgado assist yakhe yegoli ke lesibili Ramalipe yazi nje manje ke iBanyana ngabe igcina ibhola enyaweni zalo kodwa ke unompempe ke wathi ke hayi ke obekuhlanganisile namhlanje ke eOrlando Stadium asekuphelile iBanyana Banyana nangu no Brian Baloyi awaye ngogoalkeeper ke wayo ke iKaizer Chiefs obekhona ke la eOrlando Stadium abavele ke laphana Salgado ungene nje ke sombe ke sesibili washintsha izinto watholela ke igoli ke lesibili lapha iassist leBanyana Banyana. Uyabona ke amakhona kick 7 uyona ke iBanyana kanti ke ayikho neyodwa uyona ke iAlgeria 82% kanti 62 yona ke passing rate. Asithathe ke siphose ke laphana ke estudio sizigoqe thina ke eOrlando Stadium.
A favorable result there for Banyana Banyana. They did not concede and scored very important goals too at that. A very important display there for Banyana going to Algiers with that favorable scoreline.
They did the business, a win at home, absolutely important, and they've laid the foundation to finish it off in Algeria.
But Algeria can bounce back, Pumuz.
A clean sheet for Banyana Banyana. Home advantage was used. We need to go to Algeria and manage the game through dominance of ball position and staff Algeria of that ball position. And it was a good result for Banyana.
All right, and that is how you bounce back from a defeat with that, so beautiful victory in terms of Banyana Banyana. Next week, Wednesday, of course, is the return leg, but that's where we wrap it up from myself, Zondo, Gloria Brown, Pumuzo Manenja. Thank you so much for joining us on SABC 1. Do continue to watch the action on our SABC Sport at DTT channel. Good evening.
Hey, Marabaya.
Well, thank you so much to our commentary team, Brian and Bruno Mufokeng, as well as Utulisile Mia basiphathele kahle ngempela umsebenzi we-commentary owanamhlanje. Really Ningizimu Africa coming to the party and walking away with 2 goals in this encounter, really giving them the advantage going into the second leg. But right now, I do bring in Usisnozipho Mbatha, who is the head of sponsorships and brands at the Sasol Group. Nangu Sisnozipho uzongena and reveal to us who the Disky Queen of this encounter is. Please reveal that for us.
Disky Queen is Lebogang Ramalepe.
Bayahleka bachazekile bajabulile inqobile namhlanje Ningizimu Africa. Congratulations to you Lebogang. Let's talk Siswami about performance yakho yanamhlanje. Sikubonile usebenza ngempela lapha nganhlangothi on the wings. Uzizwa kanjani kumsebenzi wakho?
Happy too much because we knew how important this game was, so we followed coach's instructions, of which we have to do the basics right. So the effort of the team really worked out for us today until we created those 2 goals.
And when the game started, it seemed like there was a bit of nervousness because Algeria was just coming at you. Kodwa leyo nto leyo ayizange indirele from ugenza umsebenzi wenu namhlanje.
You know, the thing is, there is to be more about our opponents. We just got clips there and there, or built up towards this game. That's why we were so nervous, but we had to calm our nerves and make sure we do our basics right and replay the ball around so that they just got here, so we had to get them tired so that we can capitalize on our chances.
Well, congratulations, Lebogang. You do walk away with 10,000 Rand. This is, of course, our Disky Queen of the game. We now bring in Coach Desiree Ellis, the head coach of Banyana Banyana. Coach, let's just start off with that first half, before we look at how well you did in the second half. Communication in the defense in those first few minutes. Also, we saw there Marouche getting an opportunity in the 6th and marked inside the box.
Look, sometimes we tell players to open their bodies to see who's behind them, and they don't do it. So when you're in line with the player, you can't see what's happening behind her. So we try to fix that. As we had 1.5 days really with all the players together, and I thought we tried to rectify it in the game. We tried to speed up the game because we felt if we speeded up the game, we'll catch them, and we created so many opportunities, but we have winners on the pitch, and we came together in the second half and just put our foot on the ball and started playing again. I thought the 2 centre-backs were absolutely magnificent because all the long balls that they played, we dealt with that, and the chances we created, we've got to take them.
Coach, you spoke about the team staying switched on, and we saw that in the critical stages of the first half, finding the back of the net in the 40th, and we saw it again in the second half of finding that second goal in the 89th minute.
We encouraged them to not stop playing, to continue playing, and just before that, Tembi asked how many minutes, and I said 2, and the next minute the ball was in the back of the net. So, we have players that want to do well, that want to succeed, and that's why, we scored that second goal because we never gave up. We kept pushing. We knew we needed to get that second goal, which will make the trip a little bit easier because, defensively, I thought he said, if we don't concede, we're going to create, and it should have been more.
Coach, bring us into that halftime discussion at halftime. What are you saying to the team? You know you've got the lead, but you certainly want more to take that advantage going into the second leg.
We said to the midfielders they need to rotate the ball quicker. If they rotate the ball quicker, the spaces will open up because they were sitting a bit deep. But we were playing at their pace at times, and we were allowing them to close the gaps. I think we started off really well when Noko played that ball through the channel. And we stopped playing that ball through the channel because we knew they might come and put a block, but we needed to break that block. And yes, we did break the block, but so many chances. I just think a little bit more composure in front of goals. You're going in on goal and you are a little bit of a distance away. Compose yourself, get closer, and then, pick your spot. I think the excitement to score, is sometimes in the minds of players. I mean, Tembi had a few chances as well, but we will work on those things because the job is not done yet.
And of course, again, speaking to just being switched on, we saw Bambanani Mbane there with that save in a moment where we almost thought, oh my goodness, are Banyana going to let one in?
We were saying they're pressing us high, don't build up short, rather play it long, but trying to get the message across, they didn't realize what we were trying to say. And yes, I think Bambanani, like I said, Bambanani and Noko was magnificent today. Positioning was good as well. But we need to stay switched on. We need to see that when they're pressing us, then we need to try to get out of it and not play short. And we played right into their hands by trying to build up short inside our box and giving the ball back to the goalkeeper. Instead of just kicking it out wide. So those are things that we look at and work on it.
Coach, let's also just talk about the substitutions that you made in this encounter. We saw there, of course, Gabriela Salgado making such a massive impact just after she'd come on.
Look, we saw that we could play it wide, and we kept telling them, don't go through the middle is packed. We tried to play it wide to Linda at times, tried to play it wide to Tembe at times, and we know the capabilities of Gabby. We know she's a good dribbler, left and right foot. We also brought Failey on, and Nomvula, because we needed a little bit more of energy, you know, in the middle of the park, and they surely brought that, especially Failey brought all the energy, started playing the balls wide, and that is when we started creating opportunities. And we, a team that will play right to the end, and that is the result of it. But the tie is not over.
It's not over. Finally, Coach, before I let you go, given this positive result here today, how do you then approach the second leg on the 23rd?
Look, we're not a team that's going to sit back, really. We will try to play our normal game, because at the end of the day, we have the lead and they have to come at us, you know. But we have to be aware of their tactics, but we also know what we can do. We saw when they pushed up and we played 1 or 2 balls on the counter, we had our players away. So we will work out a plan. Like I said, we have to have a plan A, we have to have a plan B, and we have to have a plan C. And if we want to change the formation, we can do that also. This is the beauty of this group.
Congratulations, Coach. You've made us really proud as a country.
Thank you.
This is, of course, the head coach of Banyana Banyana, Coach Desiree Ellis. We are now going to bring in the coach, the head coach of the Algerian side. I can just see her and her interpreter walking towards me. This is, of course, Coach Radia Fatul. Just, Coach, firstly, your thoughts on the team's performance here today?
كيف كانت la prestation تاع l'équipe تاعنا؟
Ouais, je pense tout d'abord je félicite les joueuses pour les efforts.
She said congratulations for my team for the efforts that
malgré les conditions, un changement radical, conditions climatiques, parce que chez nous c'est l'hiver, l'humidité.
Even with the change of the weather in Algeria, like you know, it's winter, and it's summer, and the humidity is quite like high here. Yeah. But she say like I'm congratulating my team.
On s'attendait à un match très difficile contre une équipe mondialiste qui a joué toutes les éditions de la Coupe d'Afrique depuis l'existence.
Yeah, they thought the match it will be like difficult because South Africa is a big team. It's an international team. Yeah.
Voilà, donc comme vous avez remarqué, la première partie, la première mi-temps, quand même on a essayé de gérer la première partie avec un plan qu'on a déjà préparé. Et on a bien sûr, pour ne pas encaisser au moins un but, et essayer bien sûr d'aller vers des contres.
Okay. She said we tried on the first half with a plan that we already prepared to at least not get a goal against us and try also to score. Unfortunately, it was not the fact.
Voilà, donc après, on a encaissé à la dernière, presque 3-4 minutes à la fin de la première mi-temps. Donc sur le plan mental, ça a quand même touché les joueuses, mais entre les mi-temps dans le vestiaire, donc on a bien sûr donné plus de confiance aux joueuses, on a changé de plan. On était obligé de sortir et faire un bloc presque haut et presser l'adversaire dans son camp.
She said the South African team did score like at the end of the first half. It was hard mentally for the team, and in the changing rooms we tried to change the play and to comfort them and try to do best in the second half.
Let's talk about some of the substitutions that the coach made. We saw her taking out Marouge, who had seemed to be quite an important part of the team in the first half and was really the person that was threatening a lot in terms of the attack.
هي قالت لك على كي بدلتي كي درتي ليكيب لي رومبلاسون قالت لي بدلتي وحده مروج اسمها قالت لك باينه بلي شغل تلعب بيان قالت لك علاه بدلتيها.
C'est une joueuse blessée. Elle a une blessure. Donc déjà on a pris du risque de la faire jouer. Ici on va la laisser tout le match. Donc on a besoin d'elle au moins deuxième déjà c'est-à-dire elle a réclamé déjà la blessure au niveau de l'adducteur. Donc un problème musculaire, donc on a laissé, on voulait pas que la blessure devienne plus grave.
Okay. She said she's already injured, so she didn't want to take the risk to get the injury like worse. Yeah, that's why.
Certainly, Coach, finally, we know that the second leg is coming up on the 23rd of February. Given the result here today, how do you then prepare for that second home leg?
le match retour, ça sera le mercredi, Inch'Allah.
Oui.
C'est quoi les plans pour les affronter?
Bon, on ne va pas leur donner le plan.
Oui, oui, bien sûr.
Mais pour nous, on n'est pas encore éliminés, donc on va défendre toutes nos chances, Inch'Allah. On va bien se préparer. Déjà, on rentre aujourd'hui.
Oui.
C'est vrai que c'est difficile pour les joueuses parce que de faire on a un aller-retour.
Oui, c'est pas évident.
C'est pas évident par rapport à l'Afrique du Sud. Mais on va tout d'abord se concentrer pour la récupération des joueuses parce qu'elles sont vraiment fatiguées.
Oui.
Après, on va préparer un plan, bien sûr, pour jouer le match retour, Inch'Allah, chez nous.
Okay. She said like it's hard for the players because they are coming from Algeria and going back. It will be like a return trip. So it's a long trip. It's a tiring trip. They will try like to get their strength back, and then they didn't lose yet. They still have the chance, and they will just play for it.
Vous voulez ajouter une chose, si vous me permettez. C'est une équipe nouvellement créée.
Okay.
Parce qu'avant, on jouait seulement avec des joueuses locales. Donc à partir du mois de septembre, on a changé de stratégie. On a fait appel à des joueuses qui jouent à l'étranger. Donc elles ont fait avec nous seulement deux stages.
Okay.
Parce que le premier stage, c'était juste pour la présélection. Octobre-novembre seulement. Avec ce nouveau groupe,
oui.
Avec une moyenne d'âge de 19 à très basse.
Oui.
Donc, on n'est pas vraiment pressé par le résultat. On a un projet de développement à long terme. Inch'Allah, on va travailler, on continue à travailler, Inch'Allah.
Inshallah, okay. She's saying like it's a new team and it's a quite young team. The experience is low, yes. She said like they did.
La première fois, il y a beaucoup de joueuses qui ont joué.
Okay. They did train like for maybe 2 times. And then most of the players, it's their first match. She say like we have our goals for a long term, but we will still try. Yes.
Thank you so much, Coach. Hard luck here today.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
That is Coach of course, that Algerian team, Coach Fatal. We now bring in the president of the South African Football Association, Dr. Danny Jordan. Dr. Jordan, a solid performance here from the Banyana Banyana team.
Yes, I think at the end of the day we're satisfied. This is an extremely good team. This team has played in the Arab Cup where they performed very well. Most of the players come from France where they play their league competition. And I think we have what we wanted. We wanted a victory. We wanted to make sure that there's no goals against us because in the end, in the calculation, away goals is going to count. So I think we have 2 pluses. We have 2 goals and we don't have goals against us. But it's going to be tough in Algiers. And we must just ask them to grit their teeth and to finish the job. We want them in the AFCON because from the AFCON, 5 teams will qualify for the World Cup. It's very important that we go for our 2nd consecutive World Cup. So they know they'll have to sweat to clinch that place.
And President, something which was beautiful to see is that although the team was coming in from that 3-0 loss against Zambia, they were able to really pick themselves up from that loss and come out victorious here today.
Yeah, yes, but this is a different team. It's just Amanda Dlamini who was in the goals and 1 or 2 others who played against Zambia. So all of the overseas-based players, not all of them came. There's still Jermaine's who didn't come. But the team was 90% overseas-based players, so they come from competitions in Europe.
Yes.
They are competition ready. So we fly now to Algeria, and we hope to finish the job there.
President, as you speak about the team being 90% that foreign contingent in terms of the players, perhaps again just speaking to your point of trying to increase the level of capability within the players that play locally, because we've seen that difference in terms of quality now.
No, absolutely, but you can see the players who played contributed positively, and you could hardly see the difference between overseas-based players and local-based players. Bambanani Mbane is an excellent player, whether she plays with local overseas-based players. Gabriela, when she came on, made the difference. I think also Talia Smith did well in the midfield. So you can see that the gap between the overseas-based players and local-based players is not noticeable, and I think part of it is the regular participation in the Hollywood Bets League, and that league has contributed to the growth and development of many players.
Thank you so much, President.
Thank you very much.
That is the President of the South African Football Association, Dr. Danny Jordan. We now bring in Miss South Africa, Lalela Mswane. Miss SA, thank you for gracing us. Let's talk about your thoughts about the team's performance here today as well as the victory.
I thought the match was super exhilarating. I was excited the entire time. It was super entertaining from beginning to end. And I'm super proud of the ladies. I knew we had it in the bag, but to officially secure the win was amazing.
And just your general thoughts about how women's football is growing in South Africa. I mean, we're not certain if you're one that generally follows it, but just to see women coming onto the field of play, giving us exciting, exhilarating football, as you've mentioned.
I think it's time that women were celebrated for the amazing work that they're doing. I mean, this team alone, Banyana Banyana, has done amazing work. To finally see them live in action, and it was my first time today. Super amazing.
Good to be back in the stadium.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Miss South Africa there, Lalela Mswane. And that's basically how the story ends here at the Orlando Stadium in this Africa Women Cup of Nations qualifier. Pamgwayege, Iningizim Africa, Ganyafuti, Algeria. Iningizim Africa, we did see a bit of a shaky start there in the beginning. It was the Algerian side that got off the blocks much quicker, but unfortunately unable to convert any of those chances. And then we spoke about the coach wanting the team to stay switched on, and they did exactly that, finding the back of the net just on the brink of half-time was Hilda Machaye. And then, of course, in the second half, in the dying minutes of the game, we saw Gabriela Salgado coming in, giving that beautiful cross to Utembi Khatlane to put in that second goal and allow the team to go into the Algerian leg of this encounter with much more confidence and, of course, that solid advantage. That's how we wrap things up here at the Orlando Stadium. From myself, Uvusiwe, Intogazi, Yagwangcobo, and the rest of the team here, it's good afternoon to you. I'm back to the team in studio.
Very nicely done there. Thank you so much, Vusiwe Ngcobo, and of course, Tulimiya, Naye O'Brien Mufokeng, but also huge congratulations to Banyana Banyana. That is absolutely how you bounce back from that heavy defeat of last week. They did the work when it was critical. They crashed Algeria 2-0, and of course, it gives them such a good advantage going to Algiers next week, Wednesday, for that return leg. And of course, at stake is that spot, that coveted spot at the 2022 Africa Women's Cup of Nations. A lot did happen. I still have with me Gloria Brown, Pumuzo Manager, just to dissect this entire 90 minutes. I mean, from the get-go, your predictions were absolutely spot on. It was going to be a victory to Banyana Banyana, but not maybe the goal margin that you had anticipated.
Absolutely. I think we need to really say congratulations to Algeria. They did their homework. They closed down Banyana Banyana when it mattered. They did their homework on a number of key players like Tembi Khatlane, who didn't have it away in the middle of the park. Refilwe Jane also was struggling. And you're looking at also Hilda Machaye. It had to take a lot of digging deep in order for them to really get the goal that we so much needed, which was in the critical phases of the match. So you come in and you look at Algeria and say they only arrived in our country a day or two, having to deal with the humidity, having to deal with the traveling. They did put in an excellent performance, and I think well done to the coach. But for South Africa, it doesn't end here. Yes, they did not concede, but they need to score more goals, because in Algeria, we've just learned that it is winter. So the girls, they would need to adjust and deal with the cold and make sure that they themselves are well conditioned for that match.
Absolutely. Manager, also, you know, the coach talking about how it is not lost yet. There is still so much that they can do at home.
There's a lot that can be done, but now you need to look at the history between the two countries. They've played 5 times. It's 4 wins for Banyana Banyana, only the 1 for Algeria. So when you're looking at the history, it favors us. Now you look at the experience of the Algerian team, the experience of the Banyana team. We've got players that are playing in Italy, in AC Milan. That is Jane, the captain today. Khatlane is playing in Spain. Nokumato is getting his 160th cap in today's game. So in terms of experience, we're talking about a Banyana team that I'm very confident in, that they will go and manage the game better when they get to Algeria. They've been to AFCON 5 times. 12 times.
12 times.
But when you're looking at them, they've been runners-up 5 times.
Yeah.
So the experience there. They've been to the World Cup in 2019. They've been to the Olympics in 2012. So this is a very experienced Banyana team, and most of those players are still playing now. But Sundowns players in this team that have won the Champions League. So I'm really confident in the experience that we are going to get a positive result in Algeria.
Absolutely. That is the result that we will be looking for. But this is how the action got started in terms of Banyana Banyana finding the back of the net.
Brilliant corner taken by Banyana, but then again, you got to look and compliment Hilda Machaya, who comes in between the goalkeeper Chloe and make sure that she leaps highest, or getting the ball at the highest point. Keeper was beaten in that equation, and for Hilda, you don't give her an inch, she will punish you, showing you exactly there how it's done.
When you look at Machaya in that moment, she's getting her 11th goal in 17 caps, rises the highest. Playing her football in Sweden for Morone, she rises the highest. Key, critical phase of the game, last 5 minutes of the first half, they scored the goal. We get our second goal in the last 5 minutes of the game. So in terms of the critical phase of the game, we were focused. They lost concentration, Algeria, and that's how we punished them.
And also, it was a first half that was sort of pipping towards Algeria. But also, as we embarked now on the second half, we saw that attempt again coming through from Mokhatlan.
Absolutely. But we speak of the final.
Behind the defense, because if you don't give Khatlane the space to run onto, you are going to frustrate her, because he's not a striker that wants the ball to feed. And when you're looking at it in that second half, the first attempt that she gets is the space in behind. That's where we see nippiness, explosive speed, skill, going past in 1v1 situations. Unfortunate not to hit target.
Absolutely, and we had some moments here that we didn't deem really to be offside, but here is that free kick that comes through from Khatlane.
The free kick, they're seeing the goalkeeper and just stretching her to the right-hand side is Banyana. Well taken free kick, but again, could she have maybe played it differently? Perhaps just to bring a lot more variation. But going directly to a keeper, that's a keeper at 1.78 meters tall. And you've got to really be much sharper to beat her.
When you're looking at it, Nokumato brings the ball down. Jane deemed to be offside, but we will show the other angle that shows she's clearly onside, because you need to judge when Matou touches the ball. And if you pause it there, when Matou touches the ball, Jane is in an onside position. It was a wrong call by the ref in this instance. As you roll it forward, you're going to see that Jane was supposed to put it in the back of the net. Why I'm complaining about this? Goal difference is going to be very important in the second round. If we go there and they score 2-0 and we lose by 2 goals to 0, it means it's going to penalties. Yeah. This goal will come back and cry and say Jane was not in an offside position.
In actual fact, when we look at that, the first touch of Linda letting her down, again, you're seeing Holweni on the left-hand side trying to recycle the ball. You expected it to be a lot quicker. That snap struck. Again, let's give credit to Chloe Yamina, making sure as a goalkeeper you're following the ball and closing the angle. But that brilliant strike, nothing wrong with it, dipping at the right minute and keep her there in full stretch. Oh, that was beautiful work, camera work as well.
Oh, the keeper had no chance, and I mean, it could have been easily 2-0 at that stage of the game.
It could have been 2-0. We're talking about the Tembisa-born left back in Dlamini, now playing football in the US. You can see the technique, superb, going through the ball, using the lace technique. I thought that was a well-taken shot and a brilliant save by the keeper.
And also good to see that the home team was really using the home ground advantage. Another attempt here.
I think in the second half, the lights went on for Banyana Banyana. There was a bit of nervousness in the opening 45. Second half, they started opening the challenge, started getting behind the defense, started taking more chances, forcing the keeper into the save. And I think if we didn't have Lebogang Ramalepe as our lady of the match, we could have had Chloe Yamina as the lady of the match, because she was definitely the difference in the scoreline between Banyana Banyana and Algeria.
Oh, it could have been terrible. But also, Umakaya really had not stopped. Still looking for another goal. Just wasn't to be here in that 63rd minute.
We saw the Banyana that we know going wide, bringing in crosses, stretching that defense of Algeria. You might ask yourself a question to say, why did they have so many good chances in the second half? That is Banyana, good ball by Ramalepe. Look at Makhaya trying to get in between the goalkeeper and the defender in that moment. She does get there. The key is, we spoke about Algeria not climatizing to South African weather. They're coming from winter, they come into our summer. And you could see in the second half, especially the last 20 to 25 minutes, they were a little bit tired. Banyana Banyana was starting to dominate the ball, rotating the ball, and making sure that they are tiring those legs of the Algerian players.
We also started seeing a bit of a decoy from Thembi Kgatlana, getting onto the blind side on a number of occasions, giving her the opportunity to get that iron goal. But Nomvula coming on for Sibulele Holweni, she could have really just registered with her first few touches into the match. And keeper was going the one way, she going the other way, showing the intelligence of the player, that she's coming, she's switched on, she realizes that what she could do to beat the goalkeeper is to try and tease the goalkeeper and squeeze it between the pole, the left-hand side. But again, we're seeing a Thembi Kgatlana showing her pace and showing her ability to find a teammate. Unfortunately, the result there wasn't a positive one to give Nomvula her goal.
And the fear here is that you can't go next week to Algiers and have these missed opportunities, because you will be punished for them.
We need to take the opportunities when we are playing away from home. We couldn't take it when we were playing here. And in this instance, Ajabi has got an opportunity to shoot. But what I love about this is the calmness of Mbane in that moment. She's calm, she blocks the ball. You can see Andile Dlamini. She did not the best of clearances. She gives the ball away to Algeria. It goes to Ajabi in that moment. There's a shot, but look at the calmness. That's what I love about it. The calmness that she brings, the composure. You'd expect her to be panicking because the keeper is not there. But also is the good understanding between the two Mamelodi Sundowns players, Mbane and also Udlamini in that moment. Knowing that the goalkeeper is out of line, she needs to try and drop back and protect the goal area. She did that very well, and a great save by her.
I think for me to add to that, the minute Algeria started pressing Banyana high, we started seeing cracks in the Banyana defense. And through that, we had a goal-saving moment by Bambanani Mbane, because that strike by Ajami, seeing the goalkeeper on the floor, but making sure that she follows up very quickly. But then again, that fine margin of experience. Mbane was calm, knew exactly what she wanted to do. Keeper was still on the floor. If you look at the keeper, she went to sleep a few seconds. But Mbane, again, as we see Mbane, there's the strike by Ikram. And Dlamini usalele. Look at that strike, knowing and seeing the numbers, the high press. It was two white jerseys in there. She takes the strike, full stop, comma.
Yavele yafika yathi stop sign yama lapho.
Nikokono zibona nikokono banikobona urimbane nene Dlamini. Batamaka team ya Mamelodi Sundowns. Bafesesana ndikale bachikotamba bote. So vrichiko ite ngorali namusi Dlamini achoedela pasi. Mbano bakuzidavora ndikofollow tsireleza ngor ara ndikotsireleza apo ndikotsireleza pezi Dlamini. Ndikotsireleza namsi ndikotsireleza flag yasha South Africa ngor hapa noni bako representa rote ropelela sa South Africa tsirelezo ya budi.
Flying the flag, absolutely.
We speak of the wall of Jericho, and that's exactly what we got to see. Mbane, again, a little bit of taking control in the middle of the park, where we got to see Refilwe Jane threading that ball through Linda Mhlale. But again, you see Thembi Kgatlana rushed a little, and you could see a little bit of disappointment. But this is a player you don't really take out of the match, because you know a moment later, you know, you're going to get what you want out of her.
Are you happy, though, with the performance that you saw from Mokgatlana despite the goal that she scored?
I think she could have done a lot better. She got a lot more opportunities. My expectation is that she's a very ruthless striker, and maybe we could have got 2 more goals out of her. And I think today just wasn't that day.
And this was the moment that we were waiting for Banyana Banyana to double their lead. And in fact, it did happen. It was Thembi Kgatlana that found the back of the net, and that 2-goal cushion, so important when you are going to be playing away.
We spoke about Salgado coming on. We spoke about the crossing ability. Look at the cross that she delivers. Inch perfect for Kgatlana on the far post. You're talking about Salgado here that plays for JVW. You're talking about Kgatlana that plays for Atletico Madrid in Spain. You can see there's not too much of a difference in terms of the quality, but also Salgado bringing in the cross with a weaker foot. That is the left foot. She's right-footed, but look at the ability and the technical quality in terms of bringing that ball back. Also, let's look at the time where the goal is scored. It's the 89th minute. It's actually the last minute of the game, critical phase of the game, where it shows mental strength from our players, because they are not panicking. They are still composed. Kgatlana, this is a player that you can't take out. She scores a 22nd goal for Banyana Banyana in her 63rd cap, and that is the quality that she brings in. As soon as she was given space to run onto, we saw the danger of Thembi Kgatlana. As soon as she had the license to drift wide, and Linda was able to become that second striker, that was quality. And I thought we showed that class is permanent. Maskuluma ngo Kgatlana. She's still the player of the year in African football, because we have not had the awards.
Yeah.
We have not had the awards. She's the longest serving player of the year in Africa. So that's the class and the quality why she's the player of the year.
Well said. And I think you're looking at the future. Gabriela Salgado coming in for a Hilda, a like for like. Gabriela bringing in the quality. And again, we said from the 63rd minute, you started seeing Thembi drifting a lot wider. And when she created that space for herself, she was able to get the ball in the back of the net.
And going to play away next week, what are some of the things that they must be wary of, you know, to make sure that they do finish the business?
Now, when you're going away, what is important will be the group tactics. The group tactics from Banyana Banyana. We need to be solid. We need to be more compact. We don't need big distances in between the lines. So it's going to be important for the distance between Mbane as the last defender and also Jane as the defensive midfielder. So you can allow Kgatlana to stay up. You can allow Makhaila to stay up. So we should play on break attack. We should play on transition. But we need 7 players behind the ball as much as possible. We need to possess and dominate that ball position so that we can frustrate the Algerians. In terms of match fitness and the quality where our players are playing compared to them, I think we are tops.
A lot more presence from Refilwe Jane in the middle of the park. A lot more presence from Thembi Kgatlana. She'll be big. She's a player that turns it on at any point in time. But defensively, again, it's a new combination. Noko and Bambanani. Can they be more solid? Lebogang Ramalepe, solid in the right back. But on the left-hand side, Karabor Dlamini, perhaps that is the area that Desiree will have to go back and revisit and see whether or not they could push Bambanani Mbane to the left-hand side. Is there space for Janine van Wyk to come into that centre-back role? So defensively, I'm not 100% convinced, but with time, this team can really gel.
All right, and of course, in the other encounter that did happen this afternoon, it was Botswana who defeated Zimbabwe, 3-1. Of course, for Botswana, they are looking to qualify for their first ever AWCON. And in terms of Banyana Banyana and Algeria, the action is happening next week, Wednesday. A victory for Banyana Banyana will mean that ticket to Morocco has been secured. Thank you so much to Upumuzo Manager and, of course, Gloria Brown, who have, as always, provided excellent analysis from myself, Olizondo, it's goodbye for now. We will be back for the build-up to AmaZulu versus Horoya in terms of that CAF Champions League Group B encounter. Do stay tuned to the SABC Sport DTT channel. From the entire family here, goodbye for now.
Stay tuned for your favorite non-stop sporting entertainment on SABC Sports.